this video is going to be a little bit or a lot bit different, I guess. I am streaming from, you guessed it, a bedroom. And I am barefaced, which I think I've done a lot of my videos without makeup. I don't wear makeup as often as I don't wear makeup as often as. And I am fine with that because I didn't wear makeup actually for the first 4 years of my life because I didn't know how to do it. And because there wasn't good makeup, and because I have an olive undertone, and there was no such thing when I was younger, and because in the 80s and 90s, which should have been perfect for my coloring, hot pink I was probably the only person who could wear hot pink in my classroom, right? I was treated as the pariah a little bit that shouldn't wear those colors or didn't look the same as everybody else. I wasn't cool. I wasn't ever treated meanly too much in school, but I didn't fit in either. And I realized there's lots of reasons for that now, as I've talked about. So I thought I would do wearing my pajamas and get ready with me because I am putting on makeup for a graduation for a kid. And it's really early, so I don't expect anybody to actually see this stream, but I'm gonna hang out. I'm hoping that my sound is good enough. I'm actually picking it up from a mic on my desk rather than from my boom mic as usual. And that light in the annoying is really annoying. So I'm gonna split the difference between looking like I'm not dressed and having a big light on. Hair, Mr. Pear is with us. He's got his reading glasses on. He's making fun of my partner. My kids like to put his reading glasses onto all of the stuffed animals. So Mr. Pear is with us this morning. And I have my coffee cup because another thing I did not do until I was 40 was drink coffee, and then became utterly addicted to it. So things can change in life very quickly and wonderfully and badly. And that's kind of what I thought I would get ready with me today about. So I want to talk about chronic illness makeup. I want to talk about being sick and wearing makeup. And the first thing is that I am somebody who has what's called a mast cell illness. You're not allergic to the things on the outside. I don't particularly have sensitive skin, for instance. I've done the skin tests with the allergist, and I have regular non-sensitive skin. Really cool, huh? I've noticed that. I can play in mud, I can get my hands pretty wet, and those aren't the things that bother me. But certain other things will completely set off my skin. So for instance, I can use most creams, try on most things, it's fine. It's actually the perfume coming up that tends to bother me a lot. And me smelling it in, that sets off response. Or I'll rub against fabric at a store or something, right? Blankets in a department store or something to test them. And things will be fine on my fingers, and then I'll just happen to rub by something, and my entire arm will light up, and I'll feel really ill. But if I can find something to use on my skin, I'm not really sensitive. So it's really weird. There are things I'm completely sensitive to, and then there are things that I can't use at all that should make sense. So my get ready with me is not about the products. I will say what I'm using just because, talking about what's helpful and what you can do to ease your routine. I'm probably going to do a fairly long getting ready because I'm in the mood for a lot of makeup, but this isn't my usual every day, and I'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the things that I do. So the first thing is, I don't feel like washing my face today. I don't feel like doing my hair today. So I got my hair in a little bony, this little bunny tail, one of the ones that has wire in it, best thing I ever got. Found it somewhere, it's from some spa. I have cleaned my hair with some dry shampoo, actually. the product I use is Verb, only because it is halfway between a little higher quality. It's not $3, it's 20 bucks. I'm Canadian, but I'm going to say that that's about the same in American. You can translate that approximately to British pounds or Australian dollars, or whichever, or yen or whatever, from about the American prices, right? So I'm going to round and kind of give you the North American price. It's about 20 bucks. It's dark hair friendly, and I don't want to wash my hair. That is a shortcut I'm taking. I took a shower for my body recently, and I don't really want to do my hair again because one of the things that Ehlers-Danlos has given me is very, very curly hair, which I did not have when I was younger. I'm pretty sure. I think I had times it was curly, but I remember getting a perm because I didn't have curly hair. And I believe now that just like other things in life can affect your skin, having a surgery before and also having Ehlers-Danlos means that the skin stretches in a very different way than other people's. And I think that that means that my skin follicles have become oval. In the same way that I don't have many wrinkles for my age, most people do not believe my age. I will leave it into the comments. Give a guess, and I'll say at the very end how old I am. I have no problem sharing my age. I think it's actually good to do that, but standing wrinkle-wise, the 11 lines are just starting to show up. I've got a little bit here. That's one little wrinkle that stays. I don't have many crow's feet, partly because of hooded eyes and very large circles, and mostly I get crinkles underneath, right? Because of one, I smile a lot, and that's great. And I'm showing you all my skin texture this morning, if you want, right up in the light. I have worked really hard to clear cystic acne and regular acne and blackheads, and I also get these little white cysts, keratinosis pilaris, I believe it's called, KP, and they happen on face too and become like little cysts that then become zits. Kind of fun. So when I'm lazy, but I still should do something, I use micellar water. This is cheap and cheerful micellar water. I have used all kinds of micellar water. I don't love this one. I'm using it up because it's rose smell, and I'm one of those people that detests rose. Just like Teresa is dead, I hate rose. There's a few other people. Jen Loves may hate rose as well. Good, because this, however, doesn't smell like rose. It says it's the rose water one, but I think it's so cheap that it doesn't matter. It is like the 4-pack from Costco. So I do wipe off the oil. And why do I do that instead of wash? Well, because frankly, I'm lazy and my arms hurt. Today, I struggled actually even using my dominant arm to do stuff. So luckily, I am sort of ambidextrous / I think a lot of people with chronic illness become ambidextrous because they're used to using both hands for things. But I also think that those people who are on probably what has come to be termed the RCCX genetic spectrum includes that sort of ADHD, autism, Ehlers-Danlos, queerness, non-binaryism, like a whole bunch of stuff is there together in the same genetic pile. This is very new research, and they're literally just speculating on it, but when you see a horse, think horse. But when you hear horse beats and zebras come over the horizon, stop gaslighting people that they aren't zebras. Those with Ehlers-Danlos tend to call themselves zebras. I like to call myself a striped narwhal because I have even way more than Ehlers-Danlos. Some people call it the trifecta. Some people call it the septfecta, or whatever you want to call it. lots and lots and lots of illnesses all stuck together, and I sometimes don't understand how I'm as healthy as I am. But I think maybe it's because I actually have done the lifestyle stuff that they tell you to do. Sorry if I hit the mic. Yep, grody. But that's why, because I probably should have washed my face, but I don't want to. So that's what's going to happen. And we are going to use Old Lady Skin Cream. Yeah. What's this? Benzoyl peroxide. Yeah, that's right. Oops, sorry. I really should stop hitting the mic. Because those people who have keratinosis pilaris, KP, I don't know, also get, what did I say? Little zits. Oh, so we're going to use ourselves some zit cream as an old lady. Yeah, it's just juicy. I have a little sample. You'll notice that almost every single thing I have is tiny. Why? I use samples. I'm going to put this where my oil production occurs. Most of is along the cheek back there, the chin line. I find that as I get older, you know, the T-zone, I believe that I now have an upside down T-zone, or what people call the sleeping H, that it's across and down. But I think my chin is by far the worst for especially hormonal acne and cysts, and then things that are set off by pressure. Another thing I use, I don't know if you can tell, I might have been long enough, is I wear a CPAP at night. Yeah. That's some good stuff, right? That's horrible, people say. No, I advocated for a CPAP. I love my CPAP. I adore the thing, and I use it every night when I don't screw up. And it is the best thing since sliced cheese. For me, it lets my body sleep. So I was diagnosed with upper airway resistance syndrome, and that meant that I fell asleep and I appear to be asleep, but I do not sleep. I wake up thousands and thousands of times a night. This is really common with Ehlers-Danlos. Either it is a chemical signal, or it's very possible that the throat itself collapses, but not enough to snore, and not enough to actually have an apnea moment, but just enough that the reticulating system of the brain, which is directly behind, literally anatomically right behind the throat, I actually believe, though there is not much, it's very, very new science on that. I'm just putting on some random serum again that I got for free. Everything's a sample. I love samples. I buy the one thing I want for price, and I'll tell you about some of the full price products, I guess, because I'll say what's worth it. But just carry on. You know, I just use what's free and cheap because I spend a lot of money on medical equipment. Think about your budget during the month, and then think about how much I spend on other products. And I think that's a lot of things that people don't realize. People will joke about the ADHD tax, that they have to, you know, their books being delivered happens. Yep, chronic illness tax. I have to buy things, compression socks. I wear those all the time. I have to get the masks and stuff for the CPAP, filters, all kinds of air filters, the filter for the CPAP, everything. So I go cheap and cheerful when it comes to things. This I bought off of Amazon on a Prime Day for a big bucket. It's kind of one of those ones that's cheating. It's smaller inside than it is big, but it is good. I use a gel, very light gel moisturizer because of oily skin. And people with Ehlers-Danlos seem to have two kinds of skin only. There are so many false dichotomies that I talk about on my channel and in the real world. And wow, most of them are false, right? But with chronic illnesses, with sensory issues, there being one end of the spectrum or the other, you either love it or you hate it. is actually where dichotomies live. So someone with a sensory issue will have either a love or hate of sound or be seeking. Someone who, the chair is squeaking because I have to change my legs all the time constantly for coughs. For orthostatic tachycardia issues. So my legs get full of fluid and I have to wear compression stockings, which I haven't put on yet this morning. Yay. So I do everything else cheap. But if you do have very oily skin, go for gel so it doesn't clog up anything else. I then have a sample of a itsy bitsy expensive cream. I'm using it as an eye cream just because it's thick. It's supposed to be a moisturizer for the entire face. It's supposed to be magical. It's for sample. So I'm going to use it as an eye cream because my favorite eye cream is really brutally expensive. I don't know why I fell in love with the sample for that, and I've actually considered purchasing it because it actually works. My favorite products are actually for cheap and cheerful are the Ordinary and Include list. They are good. Just get the ones that work for you. You can go down to Shoppers or Walgreens or whatever, Target and Walmart have good stuff these days. Have them ordered in. Go on the app and have your stuff delivered. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. So I use this as an eye cream just because it's the one place that for wrinkles and things I do a little bit of, not dryness exactly. If you heard a squeak, it's my thing. 9 o'clock, I should probably go off for a little bit because of the squeaks. I also rub everything into my hands just because that is where I have horribly dry skin. My fingertips. Really common for Ehlers-Danlos to have fingertips that rip and shred, that are really thin. Some people have really, really thick ones. Instead, they have to like trim their nails with like a toenail clipper. I could rip them off. Just like right now, I could just flick them and they will come flying off. Lip mask, again, sample size, use a little bit of it. It's mint, but it's very, very light. So this comes in lots of flavors or scents. This one's chocolate mint. I also really, really like, for expensive things, unfortunately, I really, really like these little tubes by the really expensive oil company. But they're worth it. So sometimes you have to find a few things that are expensive and worth it. I'm going to be using a few of those today, okay? Okay. Now, this is going to be messy because everything is in my drawers. That's right. I have drawers here, and I pull them in and out as I cross my legs. And it's going to be loud and annoying. I have recently sorted everything, though. And I have a lot of makeup now. But I will say that when I started at 40, I would say that all I had would have been a drugstore lipstick, one of these little palettes for blush, and probably one that had 2 colors of eyeshadow in it. I didn't know what I was doing. I would just find a mauve, Windsor rose. I was using old lady colors. That'll come back in a bit. You know why? Because old lady colors can sometimes be your color. Depends on how it is. I will tell you the story of Windsor Rose and Queen of Poisons. Also a flower, by the way. People don't know why it was renamed to Queen of Poisons. That's because that is actually a flower name, and they went with flowers at KBD Beauty when they renamed it from not so great names about children that are verging on no. I'm happy to talk about anything on my channel, but I'm not going to go there. So the colors, I will tell you about my lips when we get there, okay? And the color of my lips. So I've done a base of creams and stuff and such. So I have a lot of redness. Lupus, Ehlers-Danlos, mast cell issues, redness. It's a thing. It's a super thing. So I'm gonna bring my mirror in just a little bit. It's gonna have some lovely reflections on me. I'm gonna try to get rid of as many as possible. And those are my that's also what I need to view, right? They're my what word am I looking for? They are the magnification. So I do use this one. I will actually recommend this one specifically. This is Cicapair or Cicapair for Americans. Cica is a plant tiger grass that color corrects. It is bright green. Whoa! It is also zinc oxide, which I like zinc oxide. That is my SPF, my sunscreen of choice, because I have slightly tanner olive skin, but because I stay out of the sun 100% of the time because of mast cell, I am not dark skinned. And this may look ashy or white cast on someone else. On me, it just becomes a blocking foundation. And that, I am not the lightest, I am not the darkest. I should never have grown up thinking I was dark. I now, as a professor, make fun of this when I'm in front of students. I like to tell them I grew up as a brown woman, and they don't know whether to laugh because that might be impolite. And then I tell them, oh no, you should laugh because that's just silly. Do you see what color I am? I am cafe au latte with lots and lots and lots and lots of cream, which is actually how I take my coffee, which is perfect. Yeah, it's mostly cream. Not actually milk, but you know, dairy or non-dairy or creamer or oat milk or whatever anybody has. I will use it, and I will use tons of it because that's how it works. So oddly enough, this is exactly the right color for me, and it also acts as my sunscreen. Last step of skincare, first step of makeup. I hate sunscreen. I do not wear it when I'm not going outside, which is like most of the time. This product has meant that I actually do, and I should probably be using more of it, right? Because I should probably be, you know what? I'm going to be inside until it's dark, so I am just going to be using this for like residual redness and for its moisturizing properties and for its calming properties as well. Okay. So, yep, I put it everywhere, including my eyelids. And right into the hair. I use it as the first balm on my hair. Some of my other products have sunscreens in them, but of course, you should never rely on the things that are in your products. They're just an additional layer, and they only last a little while. So I have a really good, and my last thing is actually a spray sunscreen that can go over even makeup. And that one I did spend a mint on. It's like $30 a bottle. 20 to 30 bucks a bottle. I don't know where to get it. Okay. So, and there you go. I've gotten a little bit in my eyes, or probably near my eyes, too closely today, and so they're irritated. See, the skin isn't bugged by other things, but it might be bugged by stuff. So feel free to not do that. I actually wipe away what's near my eyes at that point, because yes, I know they need sunscreen, but I need to be able to see. I'm a contact lens wearer. I am nearly blind without contacts, so I keep these very close. I also use lumifying drugs and things like that, drops and stuff like that, which I may have to go get if the redness and irritation happens. There, see? I usually don't put that as close to my eyes as that, and right on the live stream, I've gone and given myself an allergic reaction. They are now red and irritated. Let's see if I have to stop and put in drops, okay? Or, luckily, I have good tears. We'll see. Not so bad. Now that I've wiped it away, it's not so bad. So that does for redness. I sometimes put it just on here, depending on how red I am and how much I'm going outside and stuff like that. I've used it just as a base, but for me, it actually really takes all of that redness. I have the so-called butterfly rash. I get right across. Lupus has that often. Mast cell has that often. That kind of thing. So I'm going to actually use a tiny little bit more because I have a lot of redness here, or a lot of discoloration from a blackhead that decided to invade my lip line. And you know what? It's a good idea to use sunscreen on your lips, so that's why I use the really fancy, this is Ombrelle. Sorry, not Ombrelle. Ombrelle's the sunscreen. That's the expensive sunscreen I use. This is L'Occitane, or L'Occitane, or L'Occitane, or the French is L'Occitane. So I am not French, but I am Canadian, so I speak the back of Cheerios French, if you so please. So yeah, I grew up in a town where you could say things backwards. I lived in Saint Vital. No, not Saint Vital. Okay, French and English. And right next to that was Saint Boniface. Yeah, you say that all French. But do not call it portage in Maine. It is portage in Maine. Huh? Don't you portage? Isn't that the... No, portage in Maine. Thank you. Like, and those who know where I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to cover that with a different concealer. I'm actually gonna do that now because I like to let my concealers dry a little bit, like many people do. I have a host of concealers all sitting around because I've tried lots of different ones, and I will say that as I get older and I have both oily and dry skin in places, that Bye Bye Under Eye is the one of choice. Here's the trick. Did not know how to use these heavy creams. They're almost like clown makeup until you realize how to do them. So you put the tiniest, and I mean the tiniest drop on your finger. That is what I've chosen to do. It is a finger, tiny finger size. Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm gonna warm it up. Get it all nice and juicy till it's against 2 ring fingers and nice, and then you can dab it on very thinly and see how thin it is. Just, I could obliterate my lips at the moment. So I have lots of hyperpigmentation. I have a double lip line. I don't always try to get it on my lips. It just happens, but that's why I put the mask on, and I'm just trying to do it around. And I use, yeah, mostly my finger for this. I find it the best. Do I like beauty sponges? Yes, I do. Do I use them that often? Not anymore. You know why? Because they're hard to clean. And I take the rest and I find any redness, any other discoloration, things I want to cover. This is my perfect match. It is medium. For those who care, if you've got my skin tone, I am a medium. Yes, I am darker and lighter than you think. And I put a little bit of the medium around my eyes. But I also am going glam, which we are doing today. Little here. Do invest in a good mirror. You can go sideways in. I've got mirrors on the sides. That's what's sparkling. That have, I can see all the way to my ears and stuff like that. Especially for those who have cervical instabilities. I look really weird on camera right now with no lips. If you have cervical instabilities, make sure you invest in a really good wide mirror, because then you can do this to the sides and you don't have to turn your neck as much. I have recently dealt with trigeminal nerve cervical instabilities and stuff. I have to be really careful leaning forward. I had to anyways because of the postural orthostatic intolerance. And what I love about this is that I'm now looking in a, when I look over here, I'm in a 5x, 10x, 3x mirror kind of thing, and I can see if I'm leaving lines. And I do this a lot faster, of course, when I'm doing it myself. Yeah, see, that darkness is not going to go away. We're going to have to color correct. That'll be the next thing. Okay. I don't like leaving lines. I like using my finger, so I just look at it in a higher magnification, and I see all my little hairs, and I see all my mustache, and I don't care today because people have hair, and because my partner is going to get to go to this thing with a beard, so why do I have to worry about every little hair on my face? Now, what do I do for hair on my face? Oh yeah, I shave it off. When I'm in the shower and feel like it, I wax it if I feel like it. I pluck it if I've got like annoying dark black hairs here. But everybody has peach fuzz. Everybody has lots and lots of people have the hair here. I wax it sometimes, but I refuse to feel ugly. I think of it as my face without makeup, my body with hair is the same as when my hair is like this. I don't feel ugly with my hair down. Do I feel pretty when someone brushes it out and curls it like in my photo at the beginning? That headshot was professionally done. The camera's my own, thank you very much. But the curls and everything, first I feel beautiful. I feel good right now. I feel great. I'm a pretty woman. I am not beautiful. I am not gorgeous. I'm not magazine quality. I don't care. I have texture. I have dots. I have wrinkles. I have 11 lines. I have smile lines. I got creases all over. I'm gonna need more lip cream because that stuff is drying. I'm gonna put a little dot of the Shea on. I am not allergic to Shea. Again, I said I don't have sensitive skin. I just have mast cell skin, which also means I have dermatitis, which means I can get hyperpigmentation from scratching. Oh yeah, it's all good. I want you to think about how much time I've actually spent on this if I wasn't talking, okay? Did I go zinc oxide, dot, 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 and then gonna put on some concealer, and in fact, I could be done. I'm using this almost as foundation. I've been working really, really, really hard on my skin routine. Not doing it every day. No, I have a chronic illness. Who does that? But just things that are good, shower products and soap products and things I can keep really simple, just easy ones that make sure, and chemically working on the inside with food and supplements for me that work with my body so that I can not have hormonal zits mostly. Yeah, that's mostly it. I'm now going with light natural in the same product. I have a big one of this. I paid for this one. It was worth it because the lightening, I do need one step lightener for under the eyes and for a few places. Again, I have done this in the wrong order. So let's put this here. Yeah, what do you do when you don't want to waste product? You make it up. Do people with chronic illnesses, brain fog, regularly do the wrong thing in the wrong order? Yes. So find somewhere else you use it, or I also use a plastic or glass metal palette, like a mixing palette, not like an eyeshadow palette. I actually think that it is rather good. I can just kind of highlight with this since I've done it in the wrong order. One of the reasons I use tiny amounts is to get it off my skin. I'm gonna just, right? See, that's why. The other reason is that I didn't. So let's get these eyes going. I'm gonna get off the cream. So because I'm slightly older, am rather older actually than you think. I use cream products now. Did not know they worked for me. I didn't use any base makeup or anything like that because of that. Now I'm like, ooh, it's all about the creams. That is not what I'm going to use first. I am going to color correct. And this is kind of what I really wanted to talk about, because you know what? How much you can do for color correcting. I'm gonna get out all my brushes. It's gonna make a lot of noise because I don't keep them standing up. I keep them lying down in a drawer so that they'll go away. I'm gonna make a mess here. So I'm gonna find my concealer brush, which is my favorite by far. I use a flat concealer brush like this. I find it the easiest to apply, and then with my finger. Why? Again, because it's easier to clean. I know if you find a beauty blender easier to clean, great. You know what I mostly use? I make sure that I have Q-tips and cotton pads everywhere. I'm at my desk, not at the water. I don't want to do anything at the water. Have a bowl of water. Do anything. Do anything to be lazy. Dunk it in your drink. I don't care. You know, people don't need to know how this happens. And you can do anything you want. Now, just patting out some of the things, and we are going to go into my favorite color corrector of all, Cheap and Cheerful. This is by NYX or NYX. Do you need anything else? I mean, you get anything you want, spend any price point you want. This is like $10, maybe 15. It can be like 12 or something like that, plus taxes wherever you are. It might be $9.99, it might be $7.99 a year Target kind of thing, you know? So what are the colors for? Yeah, I have to color correct with, as you can see, almost all of them. And welcome to color theory. You are an artist now. I used to paint with acrylic, and so I didn't get good at makeup until I realized I was basically painting, and I'm enjoying the morning painting. I really am. Actually, I love this. So green, what's green for? Green gets rid of red. So do we have any red over here? Oh, it's so green. Yep. And it's going to disappear. And so is the redness. Weird, huh? Yeah. Okay. Really obvious on the nose. Redness. Greenness. Here, I'll put more. So it's really obvious. Green. Green. Super green. Oh, I got boogers. I got boogers. Plus, I find this to be my chosen art technique here. I use my ring finger for dabbing. I brush with the brush. I go back and forth. I can do this. I have hand ability still for it. I do have numbness in these fingers, as is really common. Yay. So I'm fine with the brush still. Use a beauty blender if the sponge here. If this helps your hand, get a big one and wet it. Get one of the big fat ones. Do that. Just use. I can do the whole thing like this. You know, you could use these two fingers together or whatever if you did. So that's green. Putting that on top of red. What else is red? An old scar here. Kind of red brown. Sometimes you have to do two things. Okay, so this has redness to it. So I'm going to try to color out some red. Oh, look, that didn't take on this scar. Why? Because it also has other colors in it. It's also very purple. So you're going to have to figure out what your purple scars have in them. That could be yellow. I'm going to use some yellow, bright banana yellow. And I'm going to see if I can get rid of this redness. Isn't it fun? Give myself a little mustache of yellow. Also brightens. This will never be the only layer, okay? You don't just leave it on. That's the unfortunate thing about color correcting, is that you probably don't want it to be the only layer. But, there we go. Yellow and green. What is that? Blue. Seriously? Yeah. Had to get rid of that way. What am I going to need under my eyes? Oh, I have dark brown, purple circles. I don't know yet. I'm still working it out. I have used 1,000 colors here, and it is like a comedy routine, putting all of this yellow and stuff on my face. Enjoy. Enjoy the clowning. Hey Siri, play Bach.
Now playing Bach Station on Apple Music.
Bach is copyright free because it's really old. So, let's play a little music in the background. I should put it right on the screen, but this is live. I'm gonna go yellow. And you'll notice I have very hooded eyes. In fact, they have become worse. It is one of the signs of Ehlers-Danlos, I've noticed. Oh, I'm really, I need a light here. I'm only got the light from here. I should also have a light up here. But we're doing with what we got today. This is live. Just enjoy. I have a great setup downstairs, not here. But yellow took some of it away. I don't know what other color that purple is. I'm actually going to try some green today at the bottom here and just oil paint my way and see if it has a little bit of red to it or whether that goes way too much. Really, I need orange, right? Purple, I need to negate it with orange. I have not found a good, sorry about the mic, I have not found a good orange. So I tend to use yellow and sort of this peach and this lighter oranges. See how they're kind of peach or lighter orange? I don't know. They're supposed to be concealer shades. I kind of mix them together and I get kind of an orangey. But it's still too much trying to be concealer. I don't want to put too much on my eyes. I am putting way more than usual. I'm really showing you the experimentation of the colors. Notice what I do though is I brush it on and then I kind of sweep under the eye pocket. And notice I'm not going up too high, but I am going all the way to the corner because I have deep set there. But notice there's nothing here. Creases, and more creases. And I'm not going to cover it completely. This is not about coverage right now. You've got to go in layers or else it's going to be way too thick and noticeable and crunchy. I am going in thin, tapping layers to figure out what I need here. I am one middle toned old lady with a camera. That's all you got. Okay? So do not take my advice for anything unless it suits you. I mostly want to talk about dealing with illness itself, which is that if you don't want to wear makeup ever, don't. Just don't. Screw it. If you want to feel great one day because makeup helps you, let it be armor. Let it be play. Let it be joy. Let it be beauty. Let it be beauty only on the outside because you are beauty on the inside. Let it be play. Do it only when you want to. I'm going to go in with that light finally that I'm going to put in the correct place now under the eye. And I'm going to pat it on. Little finger thumbs. This reminds me of when I used to I had a book that was like how to make fingerprint people. That's what this goes. So, notice how it's underneath. This took me the longest time to figure out how to do these saggy bags. And I brush out or pat out, depending on my skin that day and the concealers I put underneath. I get rid of the line below. I can't ever get rid of it. I gotta work with my wrinkles, hun. I gotta work with my bags. My dad used to tell a joke. He would go, there were three couples having tea together, and they all wanted to outdo each other, the guys. It was, Valentine's Day or whatever joke. He made up something different every time. And so the first guy leaned over to his wife of so many years and said, pass the sugar. Sugar. Hello. Do you want to be on a live stream?
No, I don't want to be on.
Well, then you're on a live stream.
I'm shy.
So don't come too close. Don't get naked. This is my housemate.
Hi, everybody.
No one's here because it's 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and
really.
so the live stream's going out, and then everybody will watch it on replay. But yes, hello. What you doing here? This is my housemate. Does she want to be who she is? Does she have a name?
Yeah, no, I'm Penny. Yeah.
This is Penny. Okay.
Penny. Yeah.
You can consent to the 4 people who will see this.
Yeah.
I mean, well, actually,
You never know.
No, I've been adding more viewers. It's kind of cool, and I only do this once in a while. I almost never live stream from here, so.
I weigh 166.5 pounds.
That's not bad.
Holy crap!
Isn't
I
that?
think I don't look that big though.
No, I weigh nearly 300. I don't look that big either.
I was 320 at one point.
We were actually talking about, that's what I was talking about, was weights and illness and chronic stuff and how.
The depression didn't help.
Yeah, and the fact that I gained 100 pounds because of medications and people not taking care of me, not because I've lost 100 pounds 3 times.
Yeah, I've done it twice. I've done, yeah.
So you don't know anybody's life. You don't know anybody's life. Yeah. So I gotta finish. I have to finish the joke though, which is that the 3 people having tea, they're sitting around, the old couple, and so one goes, "Hey, pass the sugar, sugar." They're trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
And then the second guy goes, "Oh, pass the honey." Honey.
Yeah.
And the third one goes, "Pass the tea." Bag.
Yeah, that's like a newbie joke. Or the first joke I've heard in Newbie.
Oh, it's an everywhere. It's an old prairie and I swear the prairies of the sea and the prairies of.
Yes.
Like, we're way more. We live in Ontario.
Because when we all migrated from England or Ireland or wherever all white people come from, Slavic nations, stuff like that, we all came and we went either to like New York or here or Saskatchewan or like all the places that are now dispersed all of the indigenous people and pushed them all out. And horrible stuff. But yeah. Well, the thing is, with Canada, it's actually sparsely populated compared to some places in the States.
Well, there's approximately 30 million people, 40 million people in Canada. We're getting up there, but that's the same as California.
But I mean, compared to the square footage of Canada, right?
Yeah, and literally there are the same number of people. There are the same number of Californians as there are Canadians. That's how you can remember it.
Right? Like just in California and in Canada, it's like that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I remember when back in the 90s, the early 90s, when it was 9 million people in New York, and now it's something ridiculous. I don't know what it is now, but it's something like almost double that.
You wanna watch my discussion of what I'm putting on for ease of makeup to find your own face?
No, but I can watch it later.
But also,
what do you think you wanted me to do?
Which?
You said that there was something special to watch.
Oh no, I managed to get it hung up in my shower and de-wrinkle it that way.
Oh.
Put it in the shower. I think it's fine for my graduation.
Yeah, I usually take some like distilled water and I put it on a clean cloth and then I toss that into the dryer, right? And then I let it roll around on the de-wrinkle setting or maybe something a little bit hotter depending on the fabric, and then it's usually good to go.
I did the steam it in the shower thing, like run the shower.
Well, that works. Yeah.
And then leave it overnight so it's sitting there.
I guess for Christmas I could get you one of those clothes steamers.
Oh,
I'm surprised you don't have one.
I'm surprised I don't have one either.
Yeah,
there's lots of things I should have that I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a good point.
See, I've used all of the colors. I'll work on yours later for coloring all of the things. And right now, it's been all set on me.
Go and get like one of these just to put like a dot over each one and a dot over each one.
Oh, well, we can probably just scrape it out into an empty palette. That'll last me the rest of my life. Look at it. It's this much. How am I ever gonna? I don't know how deep these are, but I bet they're.
They're fairly.
No one ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the ones you can.
We gotta do the powder
that you
before
can
everything.
put it in. It's magnetic. You can put it in.
Everything
and
sets.
use it, and you
Oh,
put
yeah.
it back in.
Yeah.
When I went to.
These are the good. The
Sephora,
Makeup Forever has the ones that are clips.
Yeah, they just. Yep.
So
I have
that's the
one. I have
branding.
one downstairs, and it's I don't know if it's the. I just asked the lady, just give me what I need for my skin tone. I don't think she knew what the hell she was doing.
Oh, they have
She did
different
the exact same thing like this, but it was half the size, and then
Yeah,
it was
well, that's
a
just
shading color.
Yeah, they just give you the
know,
outfits.
but I don't think it's the right color for me. Like I can bring it up and show you.
No, we should play with
And
it.
yeah.
Make it all work. So I'm going to oddly.
So do you think you feel well enough for Costco?
Oh, I think I do actually. Yeah, let's go to Costco. I'm getting dressed for this grad. I'm actually feeling good now. I've been sick for. I had an
like a week long.
autoimmune flare. Yeah, well,
I was
since.
actually thinking it was something emotional. I was like, oh God, I hope she doesn't have a fight with Luke and something. And sometimes people at the
don't worry,
I talk about it.
Don't worry, I made a fight, but it wasn't a fight. No.
Usually, well.
I turn it into a fight because I'm emotional when I'm sick. But
everybody is because you're feeling like a wounded tiger. You're
exactly. I tend to do that.
Yeah, well, that's actually how I know people are getting better. When you're so sick, you're like don't have the power to fight, right? But when you start feeling like a wounded tiger,
actually,
you're getting better.
That's good timing. That's exactly when I started to be horrible.
Yeah. Because like I feel miserable, so I'm gonna externalize that.
Yeah, I think I had an autoimmune fever.
Yeah.
It did not feel like a regular fluish fever, and that's actually perfect for my channel.
I've had the same thing, and I didn't know what to call it.
Perfect.
Fever, where it was.
That's perfect for my live stream, actually. The autoimmune fever.
To my changing hormones and all the stuff that's going on.
Well, and you have a constant, like, you're somebody who says, I always run hot, right?
Yes,
so that's
I always did, though.
That's the hypothalamus.
My parents, I cried when I was a baby. And I don't know if they figured it out, but they would take the clothes off me, or I would take my own clothes off. Like I was crying.
I was too hot.
Because I was too hot. Yeah.
We were always too hot.
I remember one time. Well, I don't remember, but they told me.
But really ordinary sign,
Yeah. They told me that I was crying, and they just washed me, just changed me, just done everything. They're like, Penny, why are you crying? And they finally took my diaper off again, looked, and there was one of those tiny little bugs from the summer crawling just inside my diaper, and it's like that tiny little.
If you identify as a princess in the pea, then you are. Because you know what I mean, like.
Oh, I don't even like wrinkles on my blanket.
We're actually, but people go, you shouldn't be able to feel that. I like The Princess and the Pea actually as a story because the story is she can feel it.
Yeah.
It's really happening to her. Sensory sensitivities really exist, and they run in the family.
My aunt
all these things.
is allergic to snow.
Yep.
I know that seems impossible.
No, I'm allergic to water.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Like she broke out in hives, and the doctor said, we've eliminated everything. You've changed yourself. You've changed you changed what room she was in. You've everything. It's like the only thing I can think of because every time she comes in with hives, she's laying in the poking ice kind of snow.
Cold urticaria. Yep.
Yeah. So she would have these huge
or wet urticaria. Yes. Which I have the thing I'm being treated for most pushily right now is chronic spontaneous or chronic idiopathic. Pushily, yes. It's
pushily.
It's the one that
acted very pushily. She was trying to get me to buy this stuff, and she was acting very pushily.
Yes.
Can I use it like that?
You can. I'm saying it in a good way. They're finally the allergist is actually being pushy with the insurance companies.
I thought somehow just don't believe you can be allergic to certain things, and then it's like, but dude, it's documented, like. It's really happening. It's like it's water. People are made of water. How can you be allergic to water? It's like, no, dude. You're too old. Shut up.
Yeah.
They won't read the inserts that they're getting.
True enough. Okay, so here's the two things I do spend tons of money on. I'm mostly not saying the things, but these are the setting powder by Givenchy. It's
which gotta be an arm and a leg to cost, I would imagine.
Crow. I got it on sale, the 20% off. I collect points at Sephora from other people.
Why don't we start our own?
It's like 80.
Brand
it's like 60 to 80 bucks. Like it's ridiculous.
And
I make sure
they're spending probably $6 to make it, so they're making it whatever 100% profit.
I try
whatever profit of with the six. If they're selling it, making for 6 and selling for 60. That's how bad I am at math. What percent profit are they making?
Oh, like 1,000.
1,000% profit.
So
there you go.
Very possibly. Some of them are, some of them aren't. You know,
Yeah.
like the better product versus the not better product. I don't try to buy brands. I try to buy better products.
No, me neither.
A few
I
of them
buy
are
the stuff and I buy it to test it out to see if it works. And if it works just as good as a $90 brand,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I'm like, I've gone to Sephora and it worked like garbage.
Yep.
And
Never buy anything when it's not 20% off. When you also get free things, when they have a package of free samples, that's where all the other stuff is. Wait for it, do the thing.
Yeah.
Or are you playing with your Fume?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Let's show the.
It's Fume. This is a
viewers.
present I got. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fidget slash
it goes.
Vape, but
trying to not to vape.
It's just a smell vape, isn't it?
Yeah. It has inside of it. It has
fruit.
Yeah. It's all plant-based.
You can get cedar and things like that. Can't you get things that are a little more like nicotine-esque?
Like you
can
would
get
think
woodsy?
No,
they do. I just didn't get them.
It came with fruit. I prefer the fruit one.
So you literally get, it's like fruit water for people who pick their nails, you know? Like,
but you know what the problem is, though? I looked at it, I finally looked at the package and read the instruction booklet, and it says to change it every 3 to 5 days.
No.
It's $100 product. How am I going to change it every 3 to 5? There's only 9 of them in the whole
No. You use it up. Just like toothbrushes.
Yeah.
Yes, you should change them. Not every 2 months.
I flipped my toothbrush like with scissors to keep it for a long.
Just to get rid of the
bristles that are on the side that aren't helping.
Yeah. No, I use them up.
Not because it's just the laziness.
Don't overuse them, to the point of people who use their brushes for years. No, throw it out. Get it.
Yeah, you were saying that Luke turns his into like.
Well, no, he brushes it so hard that it just.
Oh, that's not good. That turns the enamel.
I know, but he gets away with it because of his teeth.
Yeah.
Which I hate. But
Daryl, for years, he never had a cavity. He just had really good teeth genes. But then I said, Daryl, you can't just not go to the dentist for 25 years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's gonna eventually. And then they said, you know what? If you had been taking care of your teeth, like coming in every year at least, or every 2 years, it would have been fine for the rest of your life. You had to get a tooth pulled. So
that's the thing. Yep.
People are always saying about teeth. They're like, oh, something about wisdom teeth. What is the lore about wisdom teeth? Or something they pull out your wisdom teeth because your wisdom teeth are something special and they do something with them.
Or good God, no. Yeah,
but I still have my wisdom teeth because
it's whether they impact or not. It's just whether they grow in sideways.
One of them wasn't impacted, and I said, do you mind if they're like, okay, we're gonna remove it. I'm like, do you mind if I keep it? And they said, well, it has an enamel, it's not rotting, so go ahead.
No, they're fine.
So yeah.
I am going to try something random on my nose. I am going to use what should we try on my nose for foundation today.
Are you gonna try
shiny on the nose?
Not shiny, but the white stuff. I put lightener right on the tip part.
No, I got too big a bulbous nose for that. Look at this.
Yeah, but you can make it. If you put on the side, you put the shadow on the side. You can shape.
Not with this shaped nose. I was actually going to talk about that.
I love watching that movie. You remember that movie Roxanne with Steve Martin on the giant nose?
Oh gosh, yes.
And the girl's like, "Are you sure you don't want to try some shading? You know, along the sides and maybe a little on the tip." It's like, dude, his nose is literally 4 inches long straight out. You can't shade that away.
Is now. Look at this. This is my summer shade, and it's now completely orange. I feel like an orange Winston.
Yeah, in the winter, I turn.
This is my tan color. Dang it! So that was Clinique, and it's way too rounded color. And I'm gonna see if Pink Powder over it works. If not, I'll take it off. You'll notice I'm working with creams and powders.
Yeah.
No, it's
See,
not
I'm
going to.
starting to get.
I'm starting to look
of
super
where
tanned.
I'm getting my skin is reacting like older skin.
Exactly.
So I have to switch up my makeup. I have to get new makeup because it settles in the cracks like a lot.
Yeah.
Really bad.
So here's my lazy cleaning my brush. Yes, I'll clean it later, but this is me cleaning my brush on this. I also have one of the color switches, but it's not a color switch. You know what it is? It's one of those dollar store things.
Yes.
That's for your bun. Yeah. That's exactly what color switch is. $1. And you can take powder off.
Instead of $40.
So I keep lintless, like the kind that are not too. They have they sort of don't immediately
pulling out.
They're not puffy, exactly.
Threads off.
And I keep one of the color switch things, and that was way too orange. Oh my gosh!
It's pretty tan. Yeah.
We are gonna have to recover that. But you know what? I often just don't put things on my nose because you know I just.
You have a nice nose. I
put the Cicapair and it goes away. So I'll do a layer.
Yeah.
And what did I just do? I powdered it and I'm putting more liquid on. Yep, we're gonna see if it separates. If it doesn't separate, we're gonna get away with it. This is why I use a brush, oddly, because you can dab and very carefully.
Look how cute you are.
I find it easier to use this brush thing. But this is a super dense
I also
kabuki.
need to get.
I don't know where I got this kabuki, but it's not.
Yeah,
like,
I love.
It's got to be like super dense,
Yeah, it
or
has
else
to
you
be
can't
well
use it.
packed.
Yeah, or else you can't use it this way.
I often wonder because some of them are made with horsehair, and I'm like, what's happening to the horses? Are you regrowing the hair, or is that like dog food? Because that's sometimes what happens with horses. They end up as dog food.
Yeah, you
and
know.
it's really sad. It's really.
Yeah, no. If you want to know the ethical standards of your stuff, you should check.
Find out because you never know. It could be the nicest brush of camel hair, but then that poor camel is getting sold down the river, right?
Yep.
All right.
Almost all of those are fake now, though. The camel, they don't use camel hair much anymore. They just color
well,
it.
You can get synthetic ones, but some people swear by the animal hair, and I don't know. I found that animal hair works really well in a lot of cases. And
are some of them pseudo-ethical? Yeah, like as in, do we take care of them when they're alive, and do we take their stuff?
Yes, yeah.
Do we kill them well? I know a lot of vegans would be like, there's no such thing.
A lot of if you're a vegan or vegetarian, whatever.
I understand that. I understand
I will only use synthetic brushes.
But if you go for it. Like please do your thing. Be 100% comfortable with what you're using.
Yeah.
I fall in that. Can we take care of the animals nicely? And
exactly.
Then even if we're going to kill an animal, can we do it? Can we do that really ethically and quickly? As a farm girl, people thought, you wouldn't do that because you wouldn't kill a chicken. I'm like, do you know how many chickens I've killed? And I knew knew their names on the farm, and I loved them.
That's worse though, see, because when it's a pet, you're like, I can't kill Fluffy.
No, they weren't pets per se. They were just they were animals. Even if they had a name, we knew they were animals, and we just liked them, but we didn't.
Farm, though, that when you grow up in a farm, you know it's farm like this is.
But we were.
If we don't eat, maybe sometimes if we don't kill a chicken, we don't eat.
We were nice to them to the very end, though. Yeah. We made sure, and when I used to hunt, on the near the reserve, the reserve, right? I wasn't a member. I was only honorarily adopted, but I was welcomed as a kid there. Yeah. I was taught to, if I was going to hunt, I was taught.
They should be so bitter. A lot of them are, but yeah.
I was taught to, like, if the deer notices anything more than a bee sting and falls over, you've done it wrong.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't even know that a bullet went right through its heart.
No, it's one shot. Yeah. The animal should go, what? That kind of hurt. Is that a big bug?
Wound,
and it should go down.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't?
A lot of people are like, it's really painful, but some people get shot and they're like, you know what? It went straight through, and it wasn't that.
You're actually trying to work with the same thing that happens with humans, which is that they won't even realize it. They go into shock, and then they fall down.
Something form trickling down, then you're gone.
Exactly. So that is how I was taught to.
Well, that's how the indigenous people are taught to use a bow and arrow to get it straight through the jugular vein on the neck.
Yep. I was taught archery.
It's a jugular.
And then I was taught 22.
I did it at camp, but I've never done it like as lessons where I could do it more. You know what I mean? Like I had to leave camp eventually, so but I was fairly good at it. So, and I've seen some.
Now the pink is working on top of that concealer. I use the concealer as foundation. Yeah. So here's what's weird about what I do. You'll notice that I'm doing like cream, then powder. I'm powdering the area that I'm done with, and I'm not moving on. So I can decide this is still creamy. This is still creamy. I don't powder the whole thing
in one go,
because then you could stop Or you could, so this is laziness at its core, efficiency at its core. Of what did I put on my eyelids? I use it as a base coat. I got
If
this.
I'm gonna be lazy, I might as well be efficient about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I got this. Effective and efficient are the same thing. They're the same thing as laziness. Do one thing right the first time. So I got this one sample of, I believe it's a Natasha Denona, and I believe it's Zand or Safari as a sample.
That's a cool name.
And it is literally the olive brown. It's got this little bit of brown to it, little bit of olive color, and I cannot find it.
Dark green in the sandy color.
It's just enough of, not quite, just muted. And I am not usually. I'm usually a cold person, like in terms of coloring. But then I realized, like, I usually like silver and titanium. It'll be really dark on you. But see how it's got just a little olive to it, right? So it covers redness too. No, you won't even see the swatch on you. And I don't have lights here. I do downstairs. This is why we're doing the Get Ready With Me. And we have Mr. Pear and Mr. Chunk are hanging out with me. We renamed him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got glasses on.
I wonder what's called Pear Luke, so that was so cute.
Oh, yeah, we call it Pear Luke.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it literally is the perfect size for glasses. It's the perfect,
yeah.
It's good. Oh my God, business idea. Have like a squishmallow guy or a you know, a thing, and it's don't anybody out there steal this. And then
I can edit it out.
You can have you know, your glasses. Make it like a two-eyed whatever alien monster that holds, but it literally has.
It keeps
like
your reading glasses.
Keeps your glasses on there.
Yes. Plus,
it has like beans in the bottom, so
it should keep it clean too. It should it's where you can wipe it
or
too.
Maybe you can have like a little thing like a veil going over it that keeps the dust off of it, or you can use it as a thing. But. So
I got this sample with something else, and I literally, it's the perfect color for looking done up and not doing anything.
Yeah.
I can just leave it like that.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, if I brush my eyebrows, if I was super lazy, I wanted to leave right now. I was done, and I, like I said, I don't regularly wear makeup.
Is blow dryer?
That's a blow dryer, yeah. I can do. It's that's the Dyson.
Yeah.
So okay, so this is. I was also talking.
It looks like the Ionic one.
Yeah. If you want to look like the, let's talk about expensive stuff. The Dyson products are like $600, $700, $800. They go. I
need to get my eyebrows done.
American,
because they are like not the same at all. It's not symmetrical at all. If you were to put my face in, no.
Oh,
it's not.
So what I do to make myself look great with no makeup, people go, "Oh, you look good today. Are you wearing something or whatever?"
You look good every day. I have.
What it is?
There's been very few days where I see you and you don't have makeup on, or you don't. And you still look, because I think it's because I know you and I love you though.
Well, there's also when you like your house
sweats, and you can wear sweats.
You know what?
And I still see the you shining through.
Unlike the what is it? Cleanliness is next to godliness thing of the Victorians. The Victorians thought if you were beautiful on the outside, that meant you were ethical.
You were
my God, that's so dumb. Exactly, they're
because God must have made you perfectly. Therefore, inside you must be perfect too.
Exactly.
Even though you could be a sociopath or a psychopath.
Exactly. It's the opposite. The ugliest people just run weird old professors or whatever. Yeah. But you know what? When I do my eyebrows, I look good. And I've learned how to do them myself. I had a great sugarist, not waxer, sugarist.
I don't need to lose hair. There's girls that pin me down in grade 8 or 9 because the guy in school had a crush on
that would be called.
Had a crush on me, and so they're like, "Girl, we need to fix those bushy eyebrows."
Were they being nice to you, or were they
nicely
doing
it?
Oh,
okay. The ice cubes and stuff, but they were like, "We got to get rid of they put makeup on me." So that I would be like part of the clique or whatever, because I guess the guy, Kevin was his name. I won't say his last name because
we don't dox anybody.
Yeah, but it was that what's it called?
Don't dox anybody ever on the internet. Don't dox people. Don't dox people. We're old and we use the word dox because it's such a good word to be like don't dox anybody.
Yeah, don't
Ever.
go saying bad
Don't do
things
that. I
about
share some
people.
of my life. My first name is on here.
Yeah.
I post as Maria E. I say some of the first names. I don't say the first names of my kids. I give them nicknames,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but
Because
we're
they're
adults
children.
who can, exactly,
Yeah.
they're children.
We can give
I love it. That was like, I want like a meme now. Because they're children. You actually said it like,
children.
That was like even better than the way I said it. You just had to like, that was,
and they're very, very smart, but they still don't have the wisdom of giving
they're still
full
14
consent. They're still,
or
exactly.
16 or
Yes.
even or
whichever, yes. They're
autistic or not or whatever. Like, and I give that credibility past. I know that you're legally an adult. You can drive at 16ish. You still get space to make mistakes.
If you
can vote at 18.
Yeah.
Most places, no, you still get to make your mistakes alone.
Yeah.
You can drink at 18, 19, 21, 20, depending on,
I'm
Japanese
really
versus
surprised in Montreal or whatever in Quebec that they don't have earlier drinking age.
Until
French people.
Until about 22.
Yeah.
I consider you you can be the adult, but I'm the kid when it comes to doxing you.
The day before, when you were 17, the day before your birthday, were you any more wise than you were?
Exactly.
Right? You weren't.
So yes, you should have the space to go into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's what I could do.
I didn't know shit at 18, but I thought I knew everything. Right?
You're like the best quotable on my channel.
Notable quotables.
I'm gonna have to interview you normally for this. I'm sort of glad you popped up. Actually, I have no problem talking to myself for 3 hours. Not a problem at all.
I do that too.
What should we use?
I'm like, okay,
here's
I need to do this, and I'm gonna do.
Should I use my 1,000-year-old blush, or should we? Oh, here we go.
No, use the one that you need such a small amount of that stuff. Yes.
You know what? I want to go crazy with this one.
It's like that.
Look how dark this is.
But I cannot say enough good things.
We're gonna go bounce. We're gonna go on the hand once, and then we put some on.
If you had like a pointy fingernail, you would need just the tip of that pointy fingernail of it's called Glee, and it's made by Bare Essentials. And it is literally, the stuff has lasted me years because you only need like. I can't even explain how small of an amount it is. And it lasts, you do the rosy cheek or whatever you like.
I know what I'm doing, so I put this right onto cream. If that would freak you out and you don't know the product, put finishing powder everywhere. I'm finishing, because I don't want too much powder on my face, I'm finishing with colors. Do you see that? I powdered this, now I'm finishing with this. And I know that my shape for blush is this C shape. This is becoming popular now, and then it'll go out of fashion again. I hate it. My problem is that it fits my face.
I put the rosy cheeks up on the cheekbone, like here, like but
no, you should go with what you're doing. And the other thing is, since I have the butterfly rash, I'm usually trying to get rid of that.
And the Lord's name is the
lupus/mast cell, where you get it goes red here and up the nose and here.
So it looks like a butterfly mask.
Yeah, you look like you look like you're wearing like a fake mask like this. That's where it goes red. So I am already pink and cute enough here.
Yeah.
So I tend to just pink up here. I'm
apple.
also very oval faced, and I have large bags. I don't need to.
What is my face shape?
You look straight into the camera. You're almost heart shaped, but you're mostly oval.
Yeah, it's like long, but then kind of a little bit tapered. But then they would make fun of me in grade school for my huge forehead. They'd be like, "Oh my God, your forehead is so big," and I actually.
And now that's fashionable and cool too. Like, my God, the things people do.
A lot of models do have huge foreheads, actually.
Exactly. I was talking about how I'm completely out of fashion for everything, and now it's all in fashion because, of course, JLo didn't exist before that.
Oh my God!
And now it's like my lips and butt and everything.
Oh no! Give me some more of that big booty.
Let me find out if this is a brown. This one's a bronzer or a blonzer on me, or that one's okay, so cool colors you need for shadows, warm colors for bronzer. I don't know. This one's probably too late for me. I'm gonna again do the same thing. I don't knock it off because it goes everywhere. I tap it off.
Was an extra face of mine, right? That's another great business idea. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bronzer on me. Okay.
Cut, and then we need replicas of everybody's face, right? Sitting in front, so that you can test the shades out.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's like a little weighted thing sitting in front of you, and then it's made with the exact
Wait, what is
color
gonna
of
be?
your skin.
Yeah, is it gonna be made out of your skin? That would be super
A
creepy.
technician comes, yeah, no, the neighbors, darling. We're gonna get the neighbor, and yeah,
The neighbor's skin.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll get one of those.
See?
I was watching American Dad, and that's what they did. There's some person giving them trouble, and they're like
Just to find out what that is.
What is it? What are those things where you feed the something else? You feed it's like a wood chopper. You know, you feed wood into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. What's the person through the wood chopper? But it was.
You've gone dark.
Because
You've gone dark.
It's American Dad, though. It's meant to be like, oh, this is funny because he's in the CIA, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you watched it, you get it.
This is too light a contour on me. I'm barely contouring.
You have to layer it up. If you
No, I'm just trying to do a shade. And here's how my nose has to work. I actually
need to
need
get back into makeup
to get.
I stopped using it. You know.
Well, good.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
here's my long, skinny one.
What's wrong with that is I need to go and buy this stuff, and you could probably help me.
Long and skinny. Right.
If anyone has any advice on
let me see. So
bronzers
on olive skin are like a game. They're like this absolute game. So I have actually found that I use eyeshadows. I use eyeshadows. This one's not bad. The Tarte. It's an old Tarte. Let's see if it's the right color.
What's the name? Did you just say that it was called Old Tarte?
No, it's old.
Okay. I was going to say that would be the funniest name.
Made by Tarte.
Yeah. It's like, the name of it is Old
The trick,
Tarte.
you know how you make anything look good though? It is the time spent blending and having good brushes.
Yes,
like it's like you have to go on forever. It really is annoying. It's true. So anyway, there's a shadow. This one
I
also.
used to have a 5-minute makeup routine where I could just like slap it on. It's done. But now that I'm considering buying Bare Essentials again, actually, because it doesn't settle in lines because it's a powdered makeup, and I'm sure they made some improvements. So I was gonna possibly buy it.
What I need is a brush this size that fits my nose.
There was a hoodie that I was gonna buy.
But sometimes I just use the eyeshadow, leftover eyeshadow. I can only contour here. You have to work with your own shadow, so it's actually good to be in shadow. See how I can find the shadow?
Yes, because you need to you need to find where your shadows are. Yeah. So yeah, it's
so if I do the line thing, it's really dumb. You have to learn your face and put it here. And here's the thing. I'm just gonna I'm gonna draw my nose, like just draw a line down the bulb of my nose. No, I'm going to very subtly just brush it out. I have a lovely bulbous nose on one side, bulbous on the other.
I like your nose.
I don't have any problem with it.
I think my nose is
great. Here's why it takes a long time to start. You have to spend a lot of time figuring it out.
Yeah.
But I think between the talking and the doing, I probably could have put this on in 3 minutes, and I'm doing way more. I'm going to a graduation. I'm having fun with it. And look at that. That's my shape of. No, this is for my bonus kid. Bonus kid high school. And I'm going to be recording for this bonus kid. It's for N. For Luke's oldest. Yeah. And she is going to be graduating from high school, but they're doing it convocation style. She's already at university. And they when she graduated from junior high, she was the top award winner. So I'm going to be ready with all of my videotaping because they missed it all.
To get flowers and get her some flowers for me?
I can, sure. I guess she'd like flowers.
Well, yeah, you want to go get roses? Like I did it. I'm happy graduation.
That would probably. I will be getting her. I can't say what her present will be because I haven't gotten it yet. But I'm getting her a present, and it will totally make sense why her bonus parent person. I call it bonus adult. Yeah. I'm just a bonus adult.
Yeah. I'm
very glad to have known them for a long time, and when second time around. They can claim the words when they want to.
Exactly.
They're allowed.
It took me a while to call my dad.
The younger.
To call him dad.
The younger V definitely, like she actually said one time, is it okay at school if I call you my stepmom? And I went,
I'd
sure.
be like,
Why is that? Why do you want to do that? Oh, well, it's a lot easier for the front desk, and like you've been around for so long. And we don't live together. We bird's nest parent instead of nesting.
I think it's a great system because between the three of you are 4,
6 kids.
Yeah, and all the kids. Exactly.
Special needs.
Special needs.
Commutes.
Yes, all the commuting.
It's more fun to have a boyfriend and to go back and forth. That's why I call him my partner. He's like a spouse partner.
Yes.
We're people. He's my person.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Daryl is my person, but he's not my partner.
And he's not. Yeah, he's not your couple.
No.
I'm like, we need to learn words, and the kids are okay with this. They actually are smarter than us.
If I died, the insurance company would be like, yeah, you've lived with this guy for however many years, but you get nothing.
You can actually change that.
Yeah.
Holographic will.
Is going to change.
Holographic will and a holographic. How can we do this? We're going to do holographic wills, and we're going to do holographic proxies.
That sounds like something where you would, like a Princess Leia, where you go boop, and it would like pop up.
It's not a hologram. But I love that.
That'd be so cool.
That's funny. I like that. That I'm going to keep on my channel. How to do a holographic.
Holographic, not hologram.
I will show you how to do a holographic will. We should put that right on the channel. Or,
thank you, Miranda. My only hope.
But by the way, just because they're guessing my age at the end of this, I haven't told them my age, so that they can say that Ehlers Danlos. I am older than Star Wars.
You're giving it away if you say.
No, that just makes it that I'm older than that. Because everybody who thought I was 28 or 32 or 35 is wrong.
30, maybe.
Welcome to Ehlers Danlos.
But you act.
I also don't.
60 and you.
In the good way.
In a good way,
like not in the jerky way.
Like no, I mean in a wisdom kind of way. Like if I ask something that is completely obscure, you have an answer.
Oh well, that's just because I'm a know-it-all.
Yeah, well, no,
people used to in a good way. People used to call me. Yes, people used to call me when I worked. When I owned a wellness center, people used to call me Mrs. Google.
Oh, yeah, no, I've been called that too. It's like, do you carry around a freaking dictionary? It's like stuff like that.
My dad did. He actually memorized a dictionary.
I like having a dictionary.
At the age of 5. Yeah. No, he actually was the dictionary.
Every single.
He was the dictionary.
You know what? He should have gone. Back then they had like for some reason they really like spelling bees, and they would have these huge prizes for people who could spell. So anybody who had an eidetic memory.
I hated spelling bees.
Yeah,
they give me anxiety.
But basically, it's become obsolete now because a lot of things have become obsolete that shouldn't be.
I think just learning to write well and then checking stuff and mostly knowing how to spell stuff so that you're good. Yes. But I think the rest of it, is very overwrought and a lot of anxiety. Okay, I don't wear highlighter very often. I'm gonna go with very subtle. Is this a rose gold look? We gotta do colors now. I'm at the base.
I use a white
color. Well, that's because you're white, and I don't mean we're both white. I mean you are porcelain underneath. I don't know what
I have some sun damage that I'm working on.
Exactly. But we'll use. You know what? Good
I'm wondering if it's worth
boring
champagne. And that's a comment that anyone that watches this has gone and had the laser.
And I'm using a huge brush because I don't want much. I don't want shiny today because I will look silly. I like sometimes to bring back.
Put it on the end of your nose and it's.
If you got the nose for it, I do.
And the chin.
I don't do my nose. You know what I do? This is the one that works for me. Let me find a new fresh brush. No, the nose does not need more action. What does is highlight what looks good on you, and that my lip. Because all of that, the filter.
Like a glistening, dewy kind of.
See, because if I get the filter going, and I actually do old style 80s, 90s, because you know what? I have the eyebrow for it, and they go lighter.
You really do.
When they're plucked to the right thing, so they already have the highlight. And the place I'll go ham is there. because it look good, and because it's gonna wear off a million times during the day.
Apparently, the older you
And now
get,
a lot
the
of
less
line.
defined your lip line gets.
Yes,
So
it does.
that's a message.
That
is
is
to keep your lip liner sharp and
Yep.
and make sure that you're doing a lip liner. You can
Good.
even do it in the same color as your lips.
Good
Just-
timing. You
Yeah.
literally, it's like we planned this. This
It totally
is,
didn't, though.
and there was a story, and you can listen to it if you want, about, I said at the beginning of my stream that I was gonna talk about my lip color and what I was doing. I have a double lip line, so, which I finally learned from another YouTube video, that you have to line the outside up here and the inside here. It is also discoloration, but it is also just a genetic double line. Some people have the same way they have hooded eyes, the same way they have nasolabial folds, etc. Just like where you line up. This is really common, especially in somebody who isn't very, very light skinned, but it can also be light skinned and you just have like lots of lips. I have not had anything done to my lips. I will show you a picture of my mom at some point. She has exactly the same lips. It is just genetic. So I had to learn where to line, and it is true that it's getting more diffuse as I get older. So I line with a near copy color. This is Soft Spoken by NYX or NYX, and I love their lip liner. It's soft, it's creamy enough, it's soft enough, but it's strong enough to hold a point. It's cheap, done. But I want to tell you about the color in a second, but it is hard to talk while you're doing liner.
I should come up and be your camera person. You need to have a camera right in front of your face.
Oh, I do this in the office
with a glow all around you. You were saying downstairs.
Yeah, I do that all downstairs. So there, you may be able to tell, is a little. We can open the drape for natural light. That might help. Why I've got the. Wait for it.
Not always so invisible.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of light. There you go. There's more light. Still shadowy on this, but that's okay. So yeah, no, my natural lip line is I can't overline because I actually have a very defined upper. I can overline the bottom, but just to my natural bleeding line, if that makes sense, like where it's diffuse.
Yeah.
So instead of here, I go just here. Yeah. So it's just pouty.
Yeah.
It's just outside or on kind of thing. It also helps with the hyperpigmentation from zits and things like that. So here, I always thought my lip line was here.
But
it's not. It's here. There's two.
I never heard of a double lip liner before.
Yeah.
I have double eyelash where there's an eyelash and then there's an eyelash right above it.
So
up to the right a little bit. Like
I am lining
too many lashes
here, even though that doesn't look like my lip. But when I close my lips,
it does.
It's where my lips match up naturally.
Yeah, right.
Then I have to block out and just ignore all of this. And if I go like this, I can find that lip. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And today, and same thing on the up. I have to go like this.
Let me take a closer look.
See? That's my double lip. I have to find this invisible one here. See how you'd think maybe that was lip line?
Yeah. I love the shape of your lip there, where it's like this. You know, Chloe Grace Moretz has the most beautiful lips, where they're kind of pushed out, and the top lip is like,
They always looked
above.
funny.
It's angular.
When I did the whole thing, and now, when they're closed, they do that perfect like.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to, if I overdid them, they would actually go weird and funny. So I do a little extra just because of corners and lips and food and.
Yeah, well, that's the thing when you have food or water or whatever. It's nice to have a makeup that stays.
And I like this lip liner as lipstick.
It's funny. A lot of the really like stuff that I love will not stay put when I eat, but then the stuff that's is something that I tried that's like it's okay. It's like perfectly staying there. I'm like
So I don't line the entire lip. But by the time I'm done, I've basically done the lip. I've just not filled in
Yeah.
the thickness of the lips so that it doesn't wrinkle and crease.
Well, I remember,
But I could,
I
and this could
remember
be
when
the
that was
entire thing.
I remember when that was a thing that people did when they actually used lip liner on their entire lip.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna have
get
to.
it before they have
Still haven't gotten this, so I'm gonna conceal with a kohl. This is an eyelid.
Oh. Is it
But-
the lighter one?
Yeah,
The light, like your.
it is Annabelle. It is cheap as dirt. And
Yeah, I
wonderful,
think I
and
have
it's
the
one
exact
of
same
their
one.
nudes, and it's what I use.
I think I have the exact same one, or that might be mine, unless you know about
As
it.
no, I bought that one. Yeah,
Okay, then I have the exact same one, or it might be a different shade, or a shade darker or lighter.
exactly. That's what I use as post concealer, and this is where I could spend forever. I like spending a lot of time on lips
See, the problem with me is
because they're my favorite.
cathartic kind of pleasure out of doing makeup, you know?
I didn't used to. I do now because I can enjoy it, because I can share it with people.
Yeah.
And I can tell stories like this one, which is I'm going to put on the lip color that started this all. I'm not going to put on the actual one because it's really, really, really old. And I should chuck it.
No, but
But
it's kind of like something you just put in a glass case and be like, "Oh,
that is exactly
Yeah.
what I do now.
You
I
get it
keep
framed,
it
right?
now just as it's to keep it as a thing.
And I see the
Yep.
one that is the
So
that's throwing it all.
this is the mini, though this might be, yeah, this is the number 2, but you may recognize this is the old KVD before it was KVD, and it is in the shade A Book About a Teenager making advances on an adult man. And they call her L, and I'm not going to repeat it because I am very glad that they changed the name instead
Was
of
it something
being.
bad or something?
It was Pen. It's a book that's about,
Oh,
but it's the 13-year-old girl that goes after the 35-year-old male, and really it's
Yeah.
all about her. She's the one doing it.
I was watching
Yeah,
the
no.
movie Crush.
I'm
with
sorry.
Mr. Silverstone. Have you seen that one?
No, I actually haven't seen that one.
Oh, you should watch it. It's for a '90s movie. It's good. And basically, she's 15 and she goes after the 25, 30-year-old guy,
That's
journalist.
probably the book is probably, if you know
Same
the book,
story.
it's the same story.
Yeah,
And
no, I never read the book.
I don't know if it was a good movie, as in it showed good things and it dealt with that topic.
No, she was just crazy
Or-
as crazy.
See, that's what they
Nutty
say,
as a
is
kid.
she was supposed to be nutty.
Nutty
And
as
I
a
got
kid.
this in a 2-pack. Oh, I can find the original. Here's the original.
But she was very, very smart. Like she knew
Yeah.
how to play.
No,
people.
that was exactly.
Yeah.
And that
She
is,
knew things about.
that's pedo. I'm sorry. That's pedo.
Yeah.
That is, and that's what this is named, and the book was
That's the
named
thing.
that.
She was preying on him, and he was like, "Get away from me! You're
Yeah,
too young."
and it's not, and none of, exactly, in the book they at least say that. I probably shouldn't use this. I'm going to use a different one, but look at the color. So I went, this is KVD, and I bought it in a little sample style thing, right? This is the 2 colors. There's number 1 and number 2. They sometimes call this mauve, and they sometimes call this terracotta. They're 1 and 2, or OG. You can now purchase it as you could purchase it for a while as LOG and L2. And then they came up with a 3rd one, like New Coke. They just kept doing this because this was the color from KVD that was it was very popular. It was their most popular color. It was considered the holy grail product. Up there with, like, before we had the internet doing all the things, when we had booty gurus, like that. We're talking about, like, let's go back to like 2015.
You know what? I've never
Like,
heard this term, but it makes.
We're going back to the OG booty gurus, only one of which has not also been found to be basically a pedo and basically problematic.
Yeah.
And one of them is surviving and might be actually okay-ish and is currently having all kinds of problems in law, but probably not completely her fault. Maybe she didn't know what she was doing. I don't know. The story's there because who knows? But she seems to be a nice person-ish kind of thing, you know? lipstick, it was the very first thing I ever purchased. Yes, this thing is circa 2015.
Oh, come on.
Don't use it. It's old. But I'm going to put it on the center of my lips, and then I'm going to find its perfect match and use that today, which is NYX. NYX.
Will you have a lighter color in the middle or a darker?
No, I just mean I can switch and not use this color because I have found its perfect match, which is Soft Spoken by NYX. So if you are looking for what the color is called now, is KVD Queen of Poisons. I think that's a great name. They named all of their problematic pedo and innuendo things. They renamed them all as flowers because the original one wanted to be shocking value. That's what KVD originally was.
That's not shocking. That's stupid.
Well, that's why
it's shocking, but then you go, why would you?
Exactly.
It's like naming your milk like barf juice.
Exactly.
Why would you?
Yeah, it's like gone over, like just
gone over shock to grossness.
So this color was the absolute OG. It's Queen of Poisons now. I do recommend it. Oh, look, it's also Saint Tropaz by Mellow. So good.
So is
Australian indie lip gloss.
Is it supposed to be like Saint Tropez, the place you go to French Beach or whatever?
Yep, exactly. That's by a different company. In Sephora, it is number 23 in their lip stain. Just, you can find it. Everyone, it is the Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose. At the beginning of my broadcast here on my live, I talked about Windsor Rose. My mother has an old Maybelline. Oh, it's still downstairs in my drawer. It is 1 years old, and I don't use it either because it smells funny, but I keep it because it's the same color as this OG color. So what's up with this OG color? I bought it. I bought it from KVD in this little 2-pack during Christmas, and they were still, do you know how much the full size of this lipstick is?
Let me guess, $60.
Not that much, but the 2-pack would be. It is for a single one size of.
And that's like
from KVD. They are nowhere near. These are 0.6 point whatever. These two were about, I think it was 30, 35 US. It was 40, 45 Canadian.
Yeah, no, it really hurts.
So after tax, these are $50 lipsticks. Now there's 2 of them. These are the minis, but still, they're the minis. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And I don't like the terracotta. Never used it. It's probably fine because it's never touched anything. I will do one lip touch and wipe it off, just so that I can show you that when I first put this on in 2016, 2015.
It's nice though.
Yes.
I like it.
But what color is it?
It doesn't look terracotta, actually.
It is the precise color of my lips. You cannot tell what color it is because it's my lips. Me who was made fun of because I was brown when I was young.
And then they made the color lipstick. We really need to get this shade and make it our like important shade.
Can we talk about underrepresentation followed by appropriation of bodies?
Right?
Of bodies, not just skin, like not just fashion and stuff and things.
Yeah.
We're now putting physical bums and boobs and then taking them back out as the fashion changes cost Kardashians.
You know what's I was
based on fashion,
and
I was made fun of my lip color as a child, and
sense.
then they stole it. That's appropriation. I was the only. I was it was all the things. It's like you can't wear the colors we wear. That doesn't look good on you. You're what? You're the wrong color. Like you're darker. You tan everybody.
It
was. I mean, it was racism. It was frank racism.
I was. Yeah.
So let me put on the
this black,
actual
young black girl. She was overusing, well, she shouldn't be using it all, but she was using skin bleach every day, like 20, 30 times a day or more. And it was like, girl, you're beautiful. And it literally wasn't doing any, because all of these popular white girls around her, she wanted to be, I don't know, like white, but she was using it, like the package says to use it once a day, maybe twice if you can handle it. Girl was putting
a lot of Indian international students, India.
It was sad though. It's like she was gorgeous already.
Yep, they want to lighten the skin color because they're still racist, even within the shades of brown or the shades of red. So this is the mellow. I got this free. It's the color they give away probably because it's basically the same. And it is a lip gloss, lip stain. It's not transfer proof, but it's a great lip gloss because it's not sticky. It's sort of right in the middle. It's almost like a good lipstick in liquid form, if that makes any sense. It's right between that sort of weird lip oil. Now, lip oil, NYX, again, you want to go cheap and cheerful, just go with NYX. Their fat oil in cherry, it's actually called, what's it called? That's Chic. Their cherry color.
Used to be bacon grease and all kinds of stuff.
It was whale
oil.
Whale fat. Yeah, no, that was great. That was great.
Or beef fat, beef tallow. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. And here's one thing. Now I'm going to play with the things I have learned. I have not even put any color on. It doesn't matter. I could go like this. I'll probably do color later. This is without even the highlighter. This would be very quick. Now, it's taken us 2 hours to talk about it, but I probably could have, that really is a 5-minute face. I would just have gone the sunscreen. I would have gone a little under the eye and all around. I would have just powdered out everything, put on a little blush, put on the eye color that kind of just works for me, one and done, and lined the lips and left, actually, because then I put on a color later. I actually just wear enough lip liner, or I don't wear any at all. You'll notice I never really went in with foundation. I just had enough goo and stuff and skincare and things and a little bit of powder. And I do like to spray, and I spray with 2 things depending on what I'm doing. Yeah, this is the $1 million viral setting spray that's really good for dampening, but it's really bad for making it smells like rose again. I hate it, but I get used to it. It's the old lady smell. Teresa is dead calls this old lady the smell. And I love it.
I never get that. It's like if you know that you smell that way, if you're an older woman, if you're 70 or whatever, and you know you smell that way, stop putting on the thing.
It's just rose. It's just rose. Everybody loves rose, and that's rose.
Yeah, I like the smell of an actual
and here,
rose.
Look. Do you want to see my setting spray fan? Yeah, it's a sample card. You betcha.
Yeah.
You know what though?
Or you did use the
when my hands hurt, I use the hair dryer. You know what? I'm just gonna turn on the Honeywell. I'm just gonna turn on the fan. I got a big fan in my room because I am mast cell means I'm always hot. So I'm just gonna turn on the fan.
I wonder if my father would be like naked, and he would have on the bed with him. My mom would be under 2 duvets and like a table, and he would be naked, and he would have snowflakes coming in on his chest.
Is he the mast cell? Is he the hypothalamus person in your family?
That's the thing. Is there any test they can do to figure out why I'm so hot all the time?
Yeah, hormone levels and tryptase for allergic reactions. But there's some things you can do yourself. That are valid and safe to do in certain doses. Since I am telling it online, what can you do as a protocol to find out if you have mast cell activation syndrome? The protocol to test it yourself, again, not a doctor, not anything, not a nurse. I am just an overeducated, loud lady on the internet. That's it. That's it. I do try to speak 100% from science and evidence-based. What you can test is by taking a safe but the full dose of what it says on a package of Reactin or Claritin, Zytec, Zyrtec, one you like and one that's a second one, not Benadryls, not the stuff that makes you sleepy, like a newer one, Allegra, different brand names in different places. But you take that at the dose it says you can take it. Like imagine you're having an allergic attack, or hay fever, and you took it to the max that it said on the box.
So
you're like taking it. Take 2 per day, or take 2 12 hours, or take 8 per day because it says you can take 2 pills every 4 hours.
And you would
whatever it says, take the max.
No,
you want to see if that dampens your temperature. And you want to take an antacid, an H2. Weird, huh? You want to, because it is.
Prove that it's actually an inflammatory response.
Certain types of antacids are actually H2, histamine type 2
Yeah.
suppressants.
Okay.
They are
I didn't know
allergic
that.
reactions of the
Of
inside.
the, yeah.
They're allergy medicine, so you can't again take Tums. You have to take one that's considered an H2. For that, there are over the counter. You gotta go talk to your pharmacist. I don't even know what they are out of Canada.
I will talk to my doctor or pharmacist first.
Are they over the counter and called? I think a Canadian one is Prilosec. Things like that. The OTC, but they call them prescription strength or prescription type.
What I love now is that
you want it over the counter.
Pharmacists can prescribe a lot more than they used to be able to. And I'm like, they went to school for 7 years learning about the effects of these drugs. They're pretty much almost as good at knowing what needs to be done.
Many times they're even more knowledgeable.
History, the same as the doctor does.
They're sometimes more knowledgeable than the doctor about that.
I've actually come across a few pharmacists who I know were better than the doctors. Like my doctor right now, who I will not name, is basically said to me, "Well, I'm Catholic, so I can't prescribe you birth control." And I'm like, excuse me? That's
not your area of expertise. If you don't want to prescribe drugs as a doctor, you need to be in practice where you don't have to prescribe them. You can't be in the general public. Your opinion can't matter then. So what am I going to do to add to my...
No, I don't need it for that.
No, I want it for chemical control.
I want it to try and balance out my hormones, because usually that's, what they do anyway, with a very light... a light hormone, like the lightest that they have for birth control. But she was like, no,
I don't prescribe any of them.
And so apparently, if I was married, she would have done it. Like, what the heck? I didn't understand.
Your values are not your prescribing.
Yeah, but there is wiggle room for the doctors there, because
they just say they won't. They don't actually make a brand of it. They don't say they aren't. They just only tell you personally.
The right not to prescribe whatever they want for pretty much.
No, actually they don't. They just hide it.
Yeah, well,
it just kind of disappears. So I'm going to use some powder in my bras. Powder your bras too, ladies. If you have lots of ladies, powder underneath. Okay? It's great. Don't use deodorant. That can get sticky and get clogged. Just use powder. But not baby powder. Don't use baby powder. Use proper powder. Spend money on powder. Not makeup powder, but yes, powder the ladies and your bras, but powder your brows with, I'm using Natasha Denona. Did I buy these full price? You bet I did not. I bought these on Poshmark unused. Half the price. Am I nuts? Yes. But other people don't want things and they never use them. And so I'm going to go whole hog today. We're talking the full glam today. So I have to root through my drawers and find a little bit. I know I powdered just a little bit to fill in some things, and I'm going to put some brow gel. I could put it in brown. I'm just going to do clear because, like I said, I'm going to be a natural light and not like glam in a thing. So really, I just want them to stick, and I used a little bit of a brown underneath. And you know what is my favorite thing of all? Oh my God.
Ice cream?
I have, chocolate. If we're going there, chocolate cake, chocolate of all kinds.
Oh my God, there's a chocolate cake that I have to
see,
and you are going to love it.
I could have just done that. The powder, which is not very, very dark, and then this clear brow gel, and I would have looked good all day with a lip balm on. Yeah. Because nothing on the face. Because that is what makes you look good. People say, "Why do you look so good?" And I go, "Brows and lipstick."
You're not wearing it, you still look really good.
Yeah, it's all about the brows and the things. And you'll notice how later now, see how I didn't put any cream or anything on this. It's gotten up there a little bit so that it's just barely blended up here. Yeah. But if I do this, it doesn't crease, and that's why, right? So I have to do this. And I leave the creases alone, and I will sometimes here. You know what I do? Sometimes I actually take and I rub my brush on my thing, get a color switcher, fake color switcher, and I'll actually brush that out and get rid of it again. And if it's creased, I'll do something else to it. But like, notice how I'm just barely
getting out
the thinner the skin, the thinner the powder. And I will use my lovely old lady smell.
As long as it gets the job done and works,
And
really.
what this one does really well on my skin. Remember, I'm an oily lady. Teresa from Teresa's Dead. Teresa, you are a dry witch. I got your oils, baby. I could just hand them to you. Okay? I'm even older than you. I'm probably got a decade on her. Oh, yeah, there we go. More hints about my age. And I am just, this will be greasy and shiny in like 5 minutes. If I could come down to Florida and trade you honey, I would. Okay? Okay, Teresa? I would. Can I mail that to you? Do you have a P.O. box?
A big bag of oil.
So, yeah, exactly. Ooh, look, it's like the whale oil. It just comes from Maria's nose.
We could have a lantern full of your face oil, and we could burn it all night long.
Wherever the creases are, be really careful. Leave them. You don't need to conceal as much. Notice how I have a little bit of purple showing through there. What are you going to do? You look good. You look better. The thing I use is the good old standby all-nighter. All-nighter is the one if you want it to stick. I have swum in this stuff. This is this is like Aquanet, the hairspray for your face. You know the hairspray that just made it like solid, like 80s hair, like just Hulk, like Mama's hairspray.
It was all you could almost knock on it. Like it was.
This is not quite as bad.
Yeah.
This is gloss. And except it's for me because I'm oily. It doesn't
it's
get
almost
too
like a
close.
top-coat nail polish, but for your face.
It is. This is a hollow taco. I wish it was hollow. Please hollow. Please simply Christine. Please with no H. Please come out with no way you do nails. But can you come up with a hollow taco for our faces? Just one product, please. I'm
That's the coolest.
That would be, can Hollow Taco please make a face thing? Anyways, even if you made, I would love if Hollow Taco would make a strengthening, like rubber base for Ehlers Danlos and things like that for people with really, I know they recommend, I think she's a she pronoun. I think she recommends using the, she has sort of a strengthening base, like a stay-on base. But I mean, I want like a rubber base or like a fiber base. Exactly.
I always have the problem.
I can peel them off and they crack with that like smile seal.
Yeah.
It's really good.
They say that when you're
really common.
To do it when they're wet because apparently that stuff.
I don't clip it all now. I use it. I sand them. Unless they break and I have to get off corners. Yeah. But I basically file them with a glass file. I was doing that before Simply, and I love her, and I'm glad she said it on the internet. And I'm so glad that Simply is back as a podcaster and not feeling like she has to do entire YouTube videos while she's running a business. And I don't know if she still works as a forensic auditor or something, like huge. So yeah, no.
I was thinking about doing a course to do what is it called when you these things scare people. I love it when you're a teenager and you go, what does my mother have there? And they are the best thing in the whole world. You have to get one that fits your eye shape. Yes, my mother's friend, literally, she was doing it and somebody scared her or whatever. She plucked every
she like crunched it?
Or eyelash out of her.
You gotta get one that's high quality. You gotta get one that fits your shape.
This so weird.
I worked forever because of hooded, deep set eyes. I can't get the corners. This one is the Shiseido. I have also heard that what's the other one that's good for hooded eyes? The Refer. They've come up with a new shape, and they have great brushes that are both natural hair and vegan.
Do you have a piece of paper to pencil here?
No, it's going to be right on the thing. I'll type it all out in the description.
Oh, no, I was just going to draw something else.
Oh, it would be in the E's art drawer at the bottom.
I can't believe that I weighed that much. That doesn't make sense.
My kid keeps everything at the bottom there. My decade kid.
Do you know how far this scale goes up? Because I was going to ask you if there's a scale.
I can check. That one might be it. I might have a Tanita that goes higher. I can check. So I'm going to do the weird thing where I heat it up. Let me stick around. Now listen, because heated curlers work on your hair. So heat your curler. Tap it against your face so that you do not burn yourself. Get all. Nope, that's E. E did. Yep, that's all E's art. I can't draw more than a stick figure, and my youngest child, who's only a decade old, can draw everything in the whole world. So I am just going for it. Yes, I'm pinching my eyelids because they're that hooded. I sometimes get the lower one, and then I do this. Don't look directly into the eyeball while you're doing it because it's gross and weird. And I have found that I just need to over curl my lashes. I just have to have them stick straight up because they will fall no matter what I do. Welcome to Viewers Demos. I have a great friend, my bestie, who likes to say, you say that so often it loses all meaning, which is a Simpsons joke, also tells you about my age, because that is
depending on what
that's what,
season
yes, that's what Homer, oh, it's really old. That's what Homer says when Marge says, this is the worst thing you've ever done, Homer.
Yeah.
And he goes, you say that so often, it loses all meaning.
Because he literally does something. He never stops doing just stupid stuff. So
this is, I have to curl the heck and do out of my lashes. I don't always do this, I don't care. Again, we're doing all of the things, and I'm trying to show you as many of the stupid things that I do. I have to, this eyelash, I can barely curl. I gotta get in there, I gotta pinch the skin. I gotta push up on the skin. You'll notice I'm like pushing up. Am I even still on the camera when I do this? Oh gosh. I can't even get the side. I still crimp and clamp my skin sometimes. I have been hoping, yeah, I want to try the rougher, and I want to try the, what's the other brand that sounds like Shiseido but isn't? The Shu Amura. That's it. Shu Amura. Asian. If you have hooded eyes, you must to get an Asian one.
It might be like Shu.
It is Shu Amura. Yeah, Umura.
Do you have another one that I could use to draw a picture of another curler?
No, I only own the one at the moment. So they are over curled, and then I'm going to show you the only mascaras that I can use. They are coming out with better tubing mascaras there. Yay, go and buy them. Oh, look. Tarte has a great new tubing mascara.
It would be really cool.
Oh, look. Everybody has a tubing mascara. Oh, yay, they're great. If you want to go, Pat McGrath has one now, finally. Blink is the original. If you want to go really cheap and cheerful, go with Falscara. Or, yes, double extend. Best one out there for tubing for cheap and cheerful. L'Oreal, $5 to $10. Get it.
Not expensive at all. I've tried when it first came out.
You want to know the only thing that works for me?
And it didn't seem any different than.
I have to mix two absolutely ancient mascaras. One is new that I use the liquid from. The other is empty, and I'm keeping it only for the brush.
Yes,
this
so I have
is Kevin Aquan. Please, Kevin. I believe the makeup artist has passed away, but please, please, please keep these. This is a tubing. They're not all tubing, but the volume in the mostly red package is there. And then we've got Kevin Aquan. This is the new one. It is purple based, and it is the curling. And they are the only ones that work. Why do I keep the old one? Because the old one has this brush. Check her out. This is the best brush. You know why brushes have gone viral? I usually keep a towel around so I can brush things off my face because it is a tiny little metal brush. And it's almost like little thin wires in a spiral. It's almost metal.
You need like a little wire brush.
The curling one has more volume, but it's also juicier, really, really juicy. And so you gotta kind of like scrape her. And I start with this because it has a pretty good shape. I gotta get a lot of fill because man, oh man, does it ever come out juice. And it's got a little bit of shape to it too. So you can use the part that sticks out more or the part that sticks out less for you. I actually like the part that sticks out more so that I can get to my eyelids. And then what do? Because they are hooded, I have to go at this angle. Yes, that is what you do. You are literally looking in the mirror flat at them, and I am only doing the ends. You know why? Because otherwise they will fall. Yes, I sometimes get some at the base, but if you are a raccoon like me, I am a raccoon within seconds. I have used waterproof. I have used everything. I have used the Clinique viral one. I have used every viral one ever. I have used the Tarte ones okay. The only one that I look like I have lashes and they are not giant clumps is the Kevin Aquan. And I use the other brush to brush them out while it's still wet. So this one I have cleaned. It's still black, but it is clean. It is just dry, but it's a little bit, I actually like the fact that it's a little dirty in the tube, but I did try to clean out the tube as much as I could with another kind, but it sort of does the separate and does the ends. I really should clean the whole thing, but you know, hey, no, this is a thing, this is a feed about makeup for chronic illness, especially Ehlers Danlos. So you're getting what you get, and that's the idea. And this is the only one. My eyes are made out of makeup remover.
They don't seem to want to keep the makeup.
No, I literally think you could bottle. We're joking about the whale oil, but I believe I could actually figure out what is going on my face. I will remove makeup. Literally any waterproof eyeliner will just disappear. I have the oiliest lids. Teresa is dead. I will give it all to you if I could. We could have normal faces.
Yeah, if only we could just trade some genetics there.
I hated mascara. I had it put on for TV and photo and things like that, and I would just be in pain. Pain because it disappeared. Pain because it went in my eyes. Pain because it became a raccoon. Pain because it was all just hell. This you cannot coat too many times because it's a tubing mascara. It does not like to lay down wet and dry, so you kind of have to just build the tube while it's wet. But I have found you can go back the tiniest bit on the ends because you'll notice I am just licking my lashes because I will look creepy if you do a full thing. So I can go back and I can just hit the tips to make them pop a little more. If I want them darker, I do not go in at the base. I just
I put it on and then I have dots on the top of my.
Oh yes, we are going to talk about makeup correction right now. Why are you like? It's like we have a script. You know that? You're literally leading into literally what I'm going to talk next. There, I did that. That wasn't actually an accident, but it's a perfect accident. Sorry, it was an accident. I did screw that up, and now I have dots all over. And your friend is...
Because it's good to show how to fix
everything. So when you talk to real makeup artists, and if you go see Lisa Eldridge's YouTube channel, man, I love her. Oh my gosh, she's a real makeup artist. She's an OG. She does everything. She will be barefaced, and she's my age or older. I don't know her age, but she is nice and beautifully middle-aged. And she shows her whole face, just short hair and no makeup, straight up and forward.
And I'm like, I'm like, damn girl, what?
Oh no, she's beautiful. She may have stuff done. She may have not. She may have just done skincare forever. I don't know. I don't care. But I love the fact that she is 40, 50, 60. I do not know. Yeah. So here's what, and she corrects everything with a pointy Q-tip, especially the bamboo ones. Pointy bamboo. I'm not joking. I get these from China Cheapies. I get these from Shop Mise. I get them from wherever, Amazon, if you're gonna do that. Oh no, I got mascara all over. What should I do immediately? No, leave it alone. Let it dry. This side is 100% dry. Sometimes, because you have enough powder on, you can simply knock them off. Yep, that's all. Dry. It's dry. Put the eyelash back with the Q-tip. Oh, look, it's my little curler. My little separator. Yeah, I have a brush, but if my hands are feeling shaky, go ahead and recurl your eyelashes with a Q-tip. Look at that. See? I hope that this is visible. I am literally just going like this. Oh, there's a big mother of a mistake over here. I'm gonna make sure it's dry, and I'm gonna see if I can knock it off. Since it's dry, it will come off. It will also act as basically liner too. But this is a big chunker. Let's see what happens with it. I'm gonna get its little friends first. Start with the little ones. They're gonna work. What's this one gonna do? Oh, it is gonna come off. If it did not, but I'm gonna lose a lot of my base. See? You can actually see that I've lost a lot of the base makeup there. Okay, well, I could go in and redo it. I might just see if I have enough powder. I may find a neutral powder brush that I have. Sometimes you can just powder out. This is why I like this shape, because it's got that really expensive powder on it. I can powder here. We can also correct with, what can we correct with? Yes, now we can do this. Notice how I didn't do colors? I do colors after mascara. Why? Because I can go in with something very, very neutral for my body. What's that? I don't know.
Can I see? I'll grab it. Can I see your,
we're rolling.
eyelash really for a second? I just need to use it as a
drawing guide. Sure.
I just need a drawing guide. Yeah.
I don't usually have this much on my desk. This is because I was hoping to bring it out, but now it's full. So get yourself little organizers. Everything I have. These are the little organizers. So I usually just take those out, but I did it differently for my crazy story. Okay. And remember to put things this way on the desk, not this way on the desk, which I'm not remembering to do. Okay, so what do I do about that corner? Highlight. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight. That's what highlighter is for. Not really, really highlight. I'm gonna go and find a neutral on a palette, a light. This is Mod. Natasha Denona can be used for everything. It's worth it to save up. It is worth it to
makeup's there. It is worth it to buy that $80, makeup.
And Poshmark.
Get it for way cheaper. It just because someone opened it and went, I don't like this color, close it back up
and that's fine.
What's wrong with that? Yes.
I'll take it. So I have highlighted my really high up, and I am also, what am I doing? I'm not going to leave it this dark. I'm going to blend this out, but it's covering that loss of makeup and sticking to the skin a little. This is way too light. It's not where I'm going to leave it, but notice where it is. This is my natural liner line. People with hooded eyes, there are people with hooded eyes on the internet who say they have hooded eyes. They do. No, they do not have hooded eyes like I have hooded eyes. I need to find my spoolie. There it is. Okay. My hooded eyes have decreased to the point where I don't have eyelids at all. They are now getting smaller and smaller as I age, part of the Ehlers-Danlos, and they have gotten to the point where they're almost closing at the end. I don't have any eyelid real estate. I will show you by doing something ridiculous. What color should I put on my eyelids? Let's go with nude mauve. I think this color is lighter.
So
this is a mauve. Oh, well, it's darker. I wanted to go with lighter. The problem is that everything is, I'm right in that middle space. Now I'll do it anyways. Okay. It's cuter. It's got kind of that mauve to it. I'm going with all my colors. This is all just the OG colors, right? Natasha Denona's shadows are dusty as heck. Go with it. Okay, so there. I have totally just ramped up the makeup on my lids. I'm gonna go ham with a crappy old cheap brush from Wally Mart or something. No, this is No Name. It's probably before that. It's probably from Target. No, it's probably from Zellers. Kmart.
That was also.
This is Target is high quality compared to. This is probably Kmart. Okay. Okay. So there, lots and lots of dark color on my lids, and now they're gone. I have none. No eyelid at all. See, it's gone. So what do? I highlight to get rid of the mascara on the side. It also helps me find my natural lash line. And here's how you can, I just showed you how to correct something. Here's how you correct your eyelash. Don't use liquid. Start with powder. You want to have a black liner? Oh, okay. I will. Thank the gosh. So I did have, at the exact right time, the booty gurus. They all became problematic. I will say I have the OG, and I am really glad this was made. It is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the best palettes that has ever existed. I bought it the second it came out. I was totally a follower, hanger-onerer. It always looks so bad, and I want to clean it, and it's older, and I spray it with an alcohol once in a while, and I keep using it. It has only been used by me. I don't care. I will use it for life, unless it smells bad or separates or whatever. The powders all look perfect. I clean my brushes with water, and then I spray them with alcohol. And I have been doing that. I've been wiping my brushes on alcohol on a little pad or spritzing them, depending. So they're not wet, they're not dry. I leave them in front of the fan that's over there. Another trick so I can be lazy. This is the most beautiful palette. Now, these are warm colors. It is way too warm for me. I wish two had been cool tones.
You work so hard to be lazy.
I do. Efficiency in science is literally doing something one time, the hard way. So, quote unquote, hard way.
Yeah.
So you don't have to ever do it again. This black memory, I have the blackest black from Natasha Denona. I have the blackest.
The blackest black. It really is. Like
Memory?
A pen, like you use a pen.
Memory does them all. I'm going to use Ritual, though. I know you're not going to be able to buy this unless you buy it on Poshmark from somebody. It is, I hope that things go well with her lawsuits. I hope she can start another business.
Oh dear, there's lawsuits happening?
They're the guns. And I'm going to use Ritual. I'm going to use the darkest brown here over her company. Her company had to shut down. Yep.
So people were like, hey, no, I invented this or something.
It with another co-owner, yeah. Something.
This was my idea. No,
something with partners. So
when money's involved, people go crazy.
Yeah. So you know how I made my wings? My wings are very high up because they're not actually my wings. They're going to become the curve of my eyeshadow. I do not use wings because they don't work on me very well. And I look much more lifted if I go here. That very light powder now. Check this. Now, if I brush some of it away of that makeup, look, it's just a highlight, but it's not as bright. And I found my edge. That's how people find edges. Yeah, Lisa Eldridge measures and does off of dots and things. They don't just go like this, and they never wing out. They always wing in. You'll notice that I'm bringing the corner. Here, let's try it with the black. Careful with the black. I tap it up a little.
I have a I've tried it. I've done it probably 100 times, 50 times, but I've only done it right about 5 or 10 times.
Well, that's because it is a science. You're bringing it back.
Yeah. Don't they have stencils?
They do. I use this now, the flat of it. I don't use it as a wing. I use it as the edge of my shadow. I do a completely different eye look than that because I don't like a heavy wing. Yeah. I am now going to smudge this out.
I have never really, seen, I don't know, I've seen myself in it a few times, but it's, I don't know if I do or not.
But this, I'm not going to leave it this dark. This is full glam. Yeah. This is full glam. I would go only to a dark area with this. Like, this is Halloween. This is going to the fanciest place under candlelight. And I'm going to use a very high quality brush to blend and smoke and enjoy that line a little bit. I may add a little more to even them up, or I may, oh no, there's way too much on this side. I look crazy. It's great. Okay, get rid of it. Yay! Pointed Q-tip for the win. Is Lisa Eldridge using a pointed Q-tip?
They are good.
She is. She actually said, keep pointed Q-tips, bamboo ones. That's actually on her YouTube. So drag it in, drag it down. You have hooded eyes. Do not work the crease. Work the lid. Work the lid, work the lid, work the lid. Work up here. Work the lid. Work the lid down. Work it across. Screw the crease. Your crease is not the crease. Your crease is up here. this is your crease. If you have hooded eyes, and actually almost anybody to look great, do it here. Will make it simple. If you just want to wash a color, go up here. How do you make it not look stupid? Blend. And that's why you can do this with any makeup. Just do it. Just get one good brush, one good blender brush, and one good color of base powder eyeshadow. So, right, like I'm just working this back down. Well, it's copyright free, and I was actually listening to it. So I could leave those there now. I could leave those there now, or I could smudge them out farther. I might, because it's a high school grad. I don't look like I'm going to the prom. It's also this evening, so I might not need to do this till later. Now, what else can I do? Well, tape is great, unless you're allergic to all the adhesives, and I only use that on very special occasions. I simply overblend, and I do the same trick again. I get rid of it. Or if you kind of more like smudge in a circle than really windshield wiper, I can get it to basically be the blur out there on the side of the eye. See? It's a trick. It's a trick and a half. See, I just kind of like, I'm literally going in circles. Hey, loose floppy skin for the win. Do you have loose floppy? Do you have Ehlers-Danlos here? Do you have lupus? Do you have another disorder that makes your skin all weird and floppy? Yay, use it for your challenge. And you know what? That little bit of black or gray or whatever, now it just looks like it just looks like it's hiding there. And I can use the line. Now, the line would look a little patchy if I didn't continue to go and do a little bit of something. So I might actually add a little bit more here. I'm going to smoke out the eye a little.
I'm going to go and use the washroom.
Coffee, go. And bring us coffee. And I'll tell more stories and give you details.
I have some things to do.
Here, see? Now it's dramatic.
Yeah, it does look nice. It looks really
I'm going to not take all of that to high school, but I'm doing this to mostly wear off today.
Yeah.
But see the line? The line's not there now. The line was used like this
blend it until
just to find my line. Yeah. Because that's how you find the wing. And the wing on someone with hooded eyes might be way up there. It might just be your natural thing. I would love a cup of coffee. And yeah, just a pot of anything, one of the things, or your own, whatever. Oh my gosh, well that is kind of cool actually. I kind of like having Penny here. I can talk to myself for hours and hours, but that kept the convo going too. And neurodiversity is welcomed here, and they are very open about their neurodiversity. And you could probably tell morning is one of those times where neurodiversity is stronger, and we use it as a superpower in this house. ADHD, autism, Ehlers-Danlos, eidetic minds, weirdness. It is your superpower. You right now, you queerdo, you are fucking awesome. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, pain is hell. And you're nicer than other people, even though you're in pain. I'm talking to you. You rock. And no one's listening. No one hears how much you hurt. And how you still go and be kind to people because you don't want them to hurt like you do. You change the world. Not today, not tomorrow, not all at once. But you change the world. One person at a time. I am enjoying 2 hours of makeup. I don't think I've ever done 2 hours, and I think you could tell this would not take me 2 hours. I am being super dramatic and super dark up here just so you can see it. Wow. That's a smoky eye. Am I gonna just keep, what if I hated it? What if it's wrong? Take it off. Wipe it off, it's just powder. Wipe it off. Wipe it off with some micellar water and keep going. What if I really like it, but I want to tone it down? Do something different. Try another thing. Take off this color and dust it some more. Take a clean brush so you can get rid of some of it. Pick it up. It'll blend away eventually. Do something lighter on it. Yes, you can put lighter on top. Let's do some of this color. Oh, look, it'll disappear. Uh, the one it's on the counter by the toaster. Mine.
Yeah, no, the Nescafe one with salt.
Oh, it's up here.
No.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you weren't going to the basement to do it.
Yeah. No,
What?
No,
you're gonna make one of mine?
I totally get it.
Actually, I'd love a cup of that coffee because I've been using a million of these. I'd love some coffee. Oh my gosh, thank you. But you can come up here and have espresso anytime with me. Yes. So you can, make it better, make it worse. I'm putting Morgan on. This is almost an orange. Why am I going orange? What the heck possessed me? I just wanted to see that. Oh my God, it's way too dark. I don't like it. What should I do? Get more Q-tips. Take it off. Oh my God, windshield wiper a little. Half and half or calf, yeah. Look at that. Oh my God. It's too much. What do I do? Huh?
When I have one, I'd have about a 3 cup.
Oh yeah, make one of those. Make one of those like your style of calf. Yeah, whatever calf. Too much? Don't like it? Oh, just Q-tip it out. They are the best thing there, man. And then how do you make the Q-tip, the removal by Q-tip, not look patchy and stupid? Well, one, people don't really see your eyes that much. It's just true. They don't come up that close. It looks great from a distance. You can just dry brush, clean brush, wipe it off on your powder thing, get rid of it. This is more dramatic than I wanted today. But you know what? I'll be wiping it off by the time I go and putting on another thing. And that's the nice thing. My cellar water and a cloth, you take it off. I could go to naked just in a little bit. And I have learned how to repair and repatch so that I can do this kind of thing. Always come in and work on another layer. And I'm not doing it as one face and getting trapped. I'm doing it as little chunks and stations so that I can do the station I want. And if I use light, beautiful products, then I can, just full of the old powder here, I can just kind of edit it out a little or blur it out or something. I'm just knocking down that white so it doesn't look too much. I could Q-tip it up, I could do whatever. And now the eye looks naturally lifted. They're a little different. I'd probably go back in there, and I'm offside to the camera, right? I'm going to figure that out. This one's a little lower, this one's a little higher. So our bodies are not the same. What does it matter? Each side, find the ridge and cover of yours. So if I move that back just a little bit, that's the brow bone. And now all of a sudden it matches, not because it's in the exact same place, but notice the protrusion here and the protrusion here. That's just where the bone is. Just like earrings, people worry, are they even? And they look in the mirror like this and they go, are they even? Are they even? Are they even? And I go, nobody sees you straight on for any amount of second. They're looking at your earring and going, is that in the right place? Does it fall beautifully within the curves of the ear? You know? No one checks. They just go, wow, that's really cool. You are seeing it. You have texture all over your face. I don't have a single filter on. Check out all that texture. Check out all that. Oh, there's texture. There's some double chins. There's their own. Would you like to? You could just highlight those, right? You are so human. And we have almost deleted it. And what do I do if I want the whole thing just to settle down a little bit? I take a powder. The Givenchy is not worth the cost doing my whole face. So I go with another really expensive, but still good. This is Charlotte Tilbury. Of course, the famous Flawless Finish. It is as good as they say. I also have Cab. It's fine. I also have used Laura Mercier. It's fine. Hourglass. Hourglass is beautiful. I have some Mitchell. I think I have some cheap stuff from the store. These are all samples. You're not going to wear makeup every day. You don't need more than a sample. It's going to take forever. Something too bright, something too stupid. That line was dumb. I'm going to powder the places that I want to knock down. Oh, I got this. Yeah, it is actually, so I'm going to repowder it. That's why people powder their nose. They're mostly getting rid of the oil. And actually, I learned, probably from Lisa Eldridge, probably the powder your nose, that was allowed. You were allowed to go and do that, but makeup wasn't good. But yes, it became oh, we're hiding the fact that we're going to the toilet. I think from one of her videos, I'll try to link it down there in the description. I think from one of her videos, she was talking about the Victorian era, they were hiding the makeup. So powdering your nose was allowed, and if your makeup got wrong, if you you got a bit or whatever, I bet you would leave not only to go to the bathroom, but also to hide your makeup. If you had one of your eyelash chunks come off, and you'd be like, oh, and I loved her whole story. She's like, oh, I was wrapping a present, and that's when my fingers are all red. I tried to scrub it off, but when my skin is as fair and beautiful as it is, oh my gosh, if I could I can even, and I'd only do this at the end because that might lead to smudging, is I would do just one brush out of the top. If it was looking too much, I can knock that down significantly. Okay, careful with that. It only works on certain things, but I've got some powder, and this is almost powderless at this point, and I'm just brushing it in so it doesn't go too far out, and I'm mostly just brushing it off, right? And I actually keep my drawer open, partly so that it's going in there, and I know the powder's all falling in there, and mostly it's going in my little switcher thing here, but I know that I can vacuum the drawer too. I actually prefer that. So, like I said, I don't have sensitive skin. Now I just go back. Now I'm just enjoying talking to you. If anything's powdery, too powdery, not powdery enough. There's a spot on my nose. It looks all dry. Oh, whatever. That is what other setting sprays are for. So this is what I do at the end. I set with one that juicy, that makes the skin better. You're gonna have to find it yourself. And then my fan, full on fan. I'm hot. Because of Mass Cell, I'm hot all the time. I'm hot, just so you know. Hot is as hot does. I keep a fan running 99% of the time, keeps my skin. I am a normal, I need water flowing over me. I need air flowing over me. So I got full on size Honeywell over there. And it's just, oh, that is so easy. You can do so many things. You can dry your alcohol on your brushes. You keep a fan, baby. That's like a full on, just go and buy one off of Amazon. $20, big black thing, okay? Then I do a second one. Oh, another sunscreen at the end. And this is one I can actually use on my nose. It is Saint Jean or Saint Jane. It is one I got in a boxing charm. It is slightly tinted. It is a white cast. So, oh my dark skinned friends. Oh, honey, you're not going to be able to use this. This is, it's going to give you white cast of white cast. I am so sorry. I apologize on behalf of just, stupid people. They're too stupid to apologize. So, but is it one that for me, because it's light and it's cream, but it's a little tacky, is it something that I can put on my nose later, even over powder, and it doesn't bring up product? Oddly enough, yes. I have to re-powder it, and I usually do it right after I sprayed, right? So I will take the spray out, a mini spray, I take it with me, and I will both use it as a very light foundation, highlight, powder base, sunscreen so my nose doesn't burn more. I'm filling in a patch which is lifted there. And same thing, I would take the compact and a little kabuki brush that slides in and out, and I can just tap it up. Okay? And then when I'm on the road, I only take one mini setting spray, because usually what I do is I just give into this stuff. I'm almost out though, so I gotta face away from that. Oh no. Okay. Part of the eye. Start with the middle of the face. Gonna try another one here just to see if it helps. This is a new one. Don't know if I like it. Ooh, it's a fine mix. That's so cool. See? Oh, bang, bang. Now, I've been on here for hours. I need to go. It is 9 a.m. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to do boring old lady things. Ooh, did I put some powder in my hair? Yes. So that it would stay and it would puff up a little bit and it would look gorgeous by now. And it does look gorgeous by now because I did nothing to it. And I will talk another day about that routine. I put in some mica overnight down here. I put some oils on the end, usually by Verb, and then including this end too. And then I put in some Verb Darks powder spray, and then I leave it and I brush it all out, and man, it looks good. And I use a very, very expensive brush because I am bougie. No, because I got it as a present, and it's worth it, and it will last forever. It is wonderful. So, powder the ladies. Oh, I have chocolate milk up here even, right? I'm that crazy.
Would you like that instead?
I could try this stuff.
If you, well, no, I have the almond milk oat one.
That's, oh, is that the hazelnut one now?
Yes, the one that you were like, man.
Yeah, no, that was yours.
Would you rather have the one that I have? I just want to be really careful.
You are really, I love the use of the knees. You're missing the use of the knees here. This is good.
Yeah,
let's try it, and we can try it against the chocolate. Let's try that, and then we can have some chocolate milk too.
Chocolate milk and coffee.
So let's see. Okay, maybe I do like that. I don't know. Do I like this spray? I am still deciding. I think I like the. I
provide 5 stalls.
I haven't seen it yet. See, this is how you look absolutely gorgeous on a budget. You take care of your hair. You put on a little brown, and you put a lot of eyelashes
so
on.
half of
Just
the
shove
chocolate
it.
milk and half
Sure.
of the double.
I am so not picky as long as it's sort of enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't want to burn my tongue because I am heat sensitive. Welcome to
my tongue.
It's like it's Ehlers-Danlos or something. Yes, my ears
right?
died. So has anybody figured out how old I am now? Should we figure out for the stream? So I'm older than Star Wars, which was 1977.
Okay, here's a question. Did you see it with an adult, or did you see it, were you allowed to see it in the theater?
I did not see it in the theater. I'm not that
You waited
old.
for the beta or VHS?
I waited for the VHS. Actually, we saw it again when it came out. That is precisely how old I am, because I am born the year before. I graced the earth with Elvis. For 6 months I lived with Elvis, and I am the exact same age, literally the same month as Matthew Shepard, the Wyoming boy that was tied to a fence and killed for being the famous case. It's even an Elton John song. He was tied
for being white or for being
gay.
indigenous, for being gay. Oh, lovely! Yes, why not?
Matthew, and he was left to die in the snow. They didn't kill him directly.
Yeah.
They did. I mean,
should
there
still
were
be
guns
tried as if
involved.
they did it.
Oh no, they were.
Yeah,
They absolutely were.
Good.
He's born December 1st, the same year as me.
Yeah.
I was born at the end of the month. We are 1 month apart. We would have been in school. This gays being killed on fences is not history. It is my life. It is exactly my life. I am 47 years old. I am almost 50. And people don't think I'm 50.
I'm standing here right now and I don't believe it. Really.
I'm not a stick in the mud, for one. And two, Ehlers-Danlos, the only good thing it has is that you don't get, many of us don't get wrinkles. We have very soft, velvety skin. However, we get KP, we get all the little bumps, we get zits until we're 50. Some of us have great teeth.
Yeah.
I've never had orthodontics. Some of us have horrible teeth.
Yeah. It's
some of us have horrible vision, some of us have great vision. My vision got better when I was pregnant. Ehlers-Danlos signs sometimes happens.
Blood pressure.
It got bad really fast. Vascular issues, vein issues, very dangerous in Ehlers-Danlos. And POTS, they will ignore you until something goes because you don't have the vascular type.
Yeah. A lot of doctors, they're like, oh, nothing's wrong with you because I can't find anything. But something is wrong with you.
Now it is true, we did not have a diagnosis for Ehlers-Danlos. We didn't know what it was. So I am not mad at people who did not diagnose me. I am mad at people that said, instead of saying, I don't know, they gaslit me. And I don't mean they lied once. Gaslighting, the definition of gaslighting, when people say like, oh my God, the cashier said, no, that's not on sale, she's gaslighting me. No, she's not. She said one thing. She might have been telling the truth. She might have been lying. Gaslighting is systemic. Please stop using the word to mean that somebody is just lied to you once or did something dumb. Gaslighting is making the other person systemically over time feel like they are crazy, or that they're going to, or they don't believe themselves, or that they believe it's there, but they pushed it so far that they're okay with it sort of disappearing. They're like, this must be what the other pain that people are in. I feel this much pain, but people are dealing with it too, so it must not be that bad. And you are being too nice. In grade 4, I was gaslit. Not once, not twice, hundreds of times by the same teacher. That teacher told me I could not be in pain because I was happy other times. I could not be in pain because I could do something the next day. I could not be in pain because I complained about it. And she brought my mother in and said, you need to discipline this child and teach her to stop complaining. And Mrs. Grade 4 teacher, I hope that you are either gone from teaching or you are gone from being able to tell kids that they should complain less. They should complain more. I did not complain enough. And now I am an old lady who is almost 50, and I get the pleasure of having no wrinkles and looking young enough with a face full of makeup and long dyed hair. This is my color. But you better believe there's gray in it. I love my gray hair because I can dye it red and purple. I can tone that gray hair because it was always just so flat, dark, dark, dark. I can put purple or red or a little bit of tone in it now. I love my gray hair because it takes color, guys. I'm an old lady sitting here telling you, you are not complaining enough. And those people who say, oh, it's not that bad, that is toxic positivity. And those people that say, you should be disciplined, you should not say you hurt, those people are gaslighting you. They are systemically making you not believe yourself. I systemically was gaslit by the color of my lips. Because it wasn't just one time. That's just someone lying or bullying. Gaslighting is systemic, lifelong abuse. My parents are the best parents in the world. Truly. I would give anything to have them here longer. I would trade anything to keep them here. I have seen further because I have stood on the shoulder of a giant, my father, who's been gone almost 10 years. And I have sat, I have kneeled at the feet of a master. My mother once said, that's what she had done with Dad. And I said, no, Mom. Dad is the giant. You are the master. And no, I didn't plan to cry on screen. But it is a perfect opportunity to figure out how to correct your makeup when you cry. Take a blotting powder and don't take too much off, just dry, and then you'll be able to powder it. And that is why we use tubing mascara, so that we can cry. Because life's too freaking short to not cry. So my makeup's got to be crying proof, and if not, don't wear it. Don't wear a single bit of it, because you are beautiful. You are beautiful. You probably don't know how beautiful you are. And yes, tubing mascara means little tubes come off, so go to the bathroom, check your eyes, and then powder them into oblivion. Put some more spray on. Cry some more. Take it all off. Cry some more. Crying is worth it. Never stop crying. If you're a boy, cry. If you're a girl, cry. If you're AFAB or AMAB and you pass, quote unquote, as the other, cry. If you don't pass, cry. You do not owe your life to anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. You certainly do not owe them your skin texture, your lip color, your eye shape, your bum or boobs. And you certainly don't owe them your belief in whether or not you have a chronic illness, your belief in how much pain you're in, your belief in what's going on in your body. Interoception, the ability to feel what is inside my body, is the thing that got me diagnosed, because I self-identified my diagnoses. I don't call it diagnosing myself. I think that's sort of a dangerous thing, because I don't want to cross the line and say that I have that medical information. But I think just like gender orientation, saying you self-identify with a diagnosis as much as you self-identify with an orientation, the way you self-identify with a gender, the way you self-identify with your geekiness, the way you self-identify as an artist or a musician. If you play music, you're a musician. If you draw, you're an artist. If you scribble, you are human. So let's stop gaslighting young people. And I, as an okay boomer, Gen X, who's ready to take up the mantle of privilege, I am now a professor and a counselor. I am the person who can take and say, you people need to put in your time. You need to do what I say. I am the one who's now in charge, and you're the one who shouldn't overestimate what you can do, because it's not a job title you've ever held. And I'm here to say, nuh-uh, I am not going to gatekeep. I'm going to bounce. I'm a bouncer, and I'm going to bounce the old guard. Whether you're young or old, the old guard has got to go. You know what? The young people, they're okay. The waspy, racist jerks, I have a problem with you. Chronic illness, makeup. It isn't about makeup. Makeup is just paint. Beautiful paint. And eyelashes are just hair. And some hair isn't better than other hair. One makes you feel good, get rid of it. One takes it away. Whatever. I'm not shaving my legs. Not today. Nah. It's hair. Do I look and love when I take it off sometimes? Yeah, sure. Nice pantyhose, nice hair, nice wrapped up. Same way I feel when someone braids or styles or curls my hair. Do I look gross when it's down? No. Old ponytail? Cap? Leg hair? We say it's a choice, but it ain't a choice, is it? Because none of us have a choice. Because we never see the other choice. And so the people who just put their leg hair up on the internet for you to see, they just put their texture up there on you to see, they just do your lips, they do your discoloration, they're there to see. Yes, I'll make myself beautiful by the end of the video. And I started beautiful. And the young people are okay. And the old guard, it's time for you to go. Check your makeup in a bigger mirror. Make sure it didn't look crazy. Check it under natural light. See what it's going to look like later today. Don't put on a stitch of makeup unless you want to. Unless it makes the day better. Unless it's beautiful pink. But you are the person you feel like you are. Yes, you're in that much pain. Yes, your legs are swelling. Yes, you do have dermatographia, and everyone is ignoring it. But you can scratch yourself, and it will go red and turn it into tic-tac-toe on your skin. They are ignoring it because they do not know. And the doctors needed to say, I don't know what that is, instead of it's not that. They don't know. These are new diagnoses, and they are going to not know. But why don't they say that? Because we live in a culture you cannot say, I don't know. That's why. And it's time for that to end too. It'll go bright red. I'll have lines all over my arm, and we can play tic-tac-toe. See the red starting? I thought I had postpartum swelling of my legs. She's 10. And I'm 47. I'm nearly 50 this year. These years coming up. My partner's over 50. My friends are over 50. I've got 40-year-olds. I am 1976. And that is the year. That is the year that I believe everything shifted. I was 18 when I got an email, and the internet is both dangerous and fucking scary, and it is both incredible. Because like any media, it is just a media. It is just newspapers or books or things. It is just a type of new paper. It is just a kind of TV. It is not the tool you are using. It is the tool who uses it that makes it dangerous or not. And we can make this tool absolutely beautiful. Just like you, we can make, you were always beautiful, and the internet was always beautiful, and people are ugly, and people are ugly. And don't let their ugly get into you. Let it slide off. If you are somebody who comes from an RCCX background, you have ADHD or sensory processing or autism or any of those things, you may feel like you have hyper rejection issues. I do. When someone says something bad about me, if I failed someone, I physically feel ill. My vagal nerve just goes like I'm going to puke. But I have learned over the years to do that only for the people that matter. Only for work and the people I love, my family, my chosen family, my family, and the rest of them. I have learned that they are little boys who think they're cool. And a dab of micellar water and they're gone. Do not listen to those who would make themselves feel better by making you feel worse. All they are trying to do, the guy who flips you off in the Beamer, all he's trying to do is make himself feel better about the jerk he is. So you give him the fingers back and point at your dash cam. You go up to a table and say, the lady wants to leave. And they go, what kind of fat old witch are you to say what I should do or what she should do? And I said, that's exactly the point. I am a fat, old, and it is my fat and old that means that you are a tiny little baby boy in a Beamer and hanging keys in his cell phone going, I have a BMW, and you are the age of my oldest child, and I changed the diaper of little tiny dicks your age. You are a baby, and I am a fat old witch who doesn't care. So I'm gonna bounce, and I'm gonna bounce her home. The time for gatekeeping is over, and this is the year. This is the year it ends. This is the year 2023 that the next generation gets the benefit of the Star Wars generation, of the micro generation, the Zennials. Cheers. I'm gonna bounce.